the second game of yesterday at 8-4. Every other game has seen the winning team reach double digits. It was the Raptors at 15 runs in game 3, and then it was the Idaho Falls Chukars surpassing 20 runs in both games 1 and 2. The Chukars have scored 20 runs in 4 of their last 7 games. The Ogden Raptors before yesterday had lost their last 7 games, then finally picked up those 2 victories to turn their season around. So both of these teams inching hopefully towards the playoffs. The Idaho Falls Chukars would be making it via their second half of the season total. The Ogden Raptors would be making it due to their place in the overall standings. But it'll be another game this Saturday to see which team takes a 3-game to 2-game advantage. Also, the team that wins today's game will be the only one who is capable of possibly winning the series. The loser of today's game can, at best, get a split series. We'll find out who's going to walk away with a victory on this lovely Saturday evening. Utah Fry Sauce versus Idaho Falls Chukars when we come back after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Hey, hey. When you're hungry at the ballpark and the Raptors come to play, there's only one place in the stadium, and it's Hardball Cafe. George, the captain of the crew, leading every single day with Aiden, S.J. Lilly, Sage, and Wilson on the way. Hardball Cafe.
LWE has become an industry leader and performed new construction and retrofit work to companies in several industries. LWE is located in northern Utah and has performed work throughout the western United States. We can be reached at 801-621-3220.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke with you now. And let's take a look at the overall league standings as they sit right now, as we're really approaching into the dog days of the season. The Pioneer League, for anyone unfamiliar, is a 2-half season. So the Billings Mustangs and Long Beach Coast have already punched their tickets into the playoffs by having the top 2 records in the first half of the season. In the second half of the season, Modesto finally broke their winning streak. They had won 17 straight games. They lose last night and fall to 26-2, but they still have a pretty healthy lead over the 2 second-place teams of Long Beach Coast and Missoula. Boise Hawks sit at 18-10. You've got the Chukars, who are here playing right now at 16-12, and a bit lower down, sitting there in 9th, are the Utah Fry Sauce at 12-16. So if the Idaho Falls Chukars are going to make the playoffs, it would need to be a late-season push to improve their second-half standings. The Ogden Raptors would make it via the overall standings option, where if Long Beach occupies one of those top 2 spots, since they have already punched their ticket into the playoffs, it would go to overall standings. Right now, the Ogden Raptors are tied with the Boise Hawks at 41-35 overall, and the Missoula Paddleheads are 2 games ahead of them at 43-32. The 3 teams ahead of them, Long Beach, Modesto, and Billings, are already going to be automatically in the playoffs. So the teams to keep an eye on are going to be Missoula and Boise if you are an Ogden Raptor fan. And if you are a fan of the Idaho Falls Chukars, you need the Chukars to surpass Missoula and Long Beach Coast. As Idaho Falls sits 3 games out of the playoffs right now, Missoula, which is good news for both the Chukars and the Raptors, has dropped 3 of 4 games to Great Falls, playing away in Great Falls. In baseball, it's all about making the right call. With Red Pocket Mobile, you can choose from 3 major 5G networks, so you can pick the signal that works best wherever you go. Step up to better wireless at redpocket.com. Proud sponsor of the Pioneer Baseball League. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier. So Idaho Falls got off to a convincing start in this series. They won game 1 by 8, game 2 by 11, and both of them they led start to finish. They controlled the ball game. It really didn't feel close at any point. Ogden comes out on Friday, just a different looking team, slightly better pitching, a great offense, and they were also helped a lot in the infield as Idaho Falls committed 5 errors across the 2 games yesterday and had a season high of 3 errors in an inning in that 3rd inning in game 2, which was ultimately the inning that kind of did them in. So this game and this series remains up to which team is able to get the big inning. Yesterday it was the Raptors. They scored 5 in an inning back in game 2 of yesterday. They scored 6 in an inning in the first game that they played. Then in the first 2 games of this series, the Idaho Falls Chukars took 5 runs in an inning twice in game 2 and 5 runs once in an inning in game 1. So whichever team is able to own the bigger inning has walked away with a victory thus far in this series. The offense that's going to be trying to start out hot for the Idaho Falls Chukars is going to be as follows. Ty Dooley will lead off, batting first. Garrett Ostrander bats second. Sam Canton, the RBI leader who broke the franchise record with 121 RBIs recently, will bat third. Tyler Wyatt bats fourth, also a record breaker. He set the Pioneer League record for consecutive games with a hit. He's currently on a 33-game hit streak. His single in the 3rd inning of Game 2 yesterday broke that record. Justin Trimble bats cleanup, batting 5th. Wes Mitchell is 6th. Parker Lester 7th. Ryan Lee 8th. And Casey Vaughn will round out the lineup. The 3 big bats to look out for in that lineup are Sam Canton, Tyler Wyatt, and Justin Trimble, who all happen to be back-to-back-to-back 3, 4, and 5. Canton in the series has made 11 hits. Tyler Wyatt, 10. Justin Trimble has had 5. But as a whole, those 3 players are all batting above 500. And then Parker Lester has been the hot bat for that team as he is 9 for 14 with batting at a 643 clip. But the biggest thing for Lester is that he has contributed to 12 RBIs so far in this series. That is the most of anyone on either team. That offense is going to be going up against Jason Schaaf and the Utah Fry Sauce. Jason Schaaf is going to be getting his 9th start of the season with the Ogden Raptors. He has the 2nd best ERA of any starter. Chris Oliver, the starter in one of the games yesterday, is the only one better. Doing the catching behind home plate is Hank Dodson, who had probably his best offensive day of his career with the Raptors yesterday. Gio Ferraro will play first, Cole Jordan at second, Chase Valentine at short, and Carmine Lane at third. And then left to right in the outfield, Colson Lawrence, Dylan Wilkinson, and Garrett Bivacqua. So a very similar looking outfield to what the Raptors brought to the plate yesterday. And when we do look at it, you'll see that their batting order, their batting lineup is identical to what they offered up in both games 3 and 4 of this series. Games 3 and 4, obviously the 2 games that they won. We're going to take a quick pause for the national anthem, and then when we come back, we'll take a look at the Ogden Raptors batting order and the Idaho Falls Chukars diamond alignment. Beautiful national anthem, and we're just about ready to get going. Slight change to the diamond alignment for the Utah Fry Sauce. Tyler Stone is going to be playing first base instead of Gio Ferraro, and Gio Ferraro will be the DH tonight. Still coming back a little bit from a slight injury is Gio Ferraro, so keeping him out of the field so far. So the Ogden Raptors, or tonight the Utah Fry Sauce, will be sticking with the same batting lineup they've used the last 2 days. Dylan Wilkinson will be the man leading off. Carmine Lane bats second. Chase Valentine has moved from the leadoff man down to third in the lineup, and it's worked pretty well thus far. In the last few games, he's racked up about 5 RBIs in that position, being able to bat with runners on base. Colson Lawrence bats cleanup. Tyler Stone will bat fifth. Gio Ferraro sixth. Garrett Bivacqua seventh. Cole Jordan will bat eighth. And Hank Dodson is going to be the 9-hole hitter who's wrapping everything up. Hank Dodson had the best day of his entire career with the Ogden Raptors yesterday. It started off in game 1 in the morning where he went 2 for 3, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, one of which was a grand slam that absolutely blew the game open. And then he continued his hot bat into game 2 of the afternoon, where he actually was assigned to be the DH. Did not catch because it's a lot to handle catching twice in a day, but put him in as the DH, and his bat stayed hot, went 2 for 3 again with 2 RBIs and a double. That offense is going to be going up against Josh Learson and the Idaho Falls Chukars. Josh Learson had the Utah Fry Sauce's number last time he came to Ogden. When Learson pitched last time in Ogden, he went a complete game shutout. 9 innings, gave up 7 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 7. He faced just 5 over the minimum. So Josh Learson looking to see if he can continue the winning ways that he put together last time he was in Ogden. Ryan Lee's behind home plate, right to left. In the infield, Lester, Ostrander, Dooley, and Trimble. And then the outfield left to right is Vaughn, Wyatt, and Canton. So now that we got all that out of the way, it's time for baseball here at Ogden. First pitch at 6:31 p.m. Misses just a hair too high. That's out of the hand of Jason Schaaf, offering to Ty Dooley. It's a 1-0 count in favor of Dooley. Righty versus lefty to start off this game as Dooley fouls the next one back into the netting behind home plate to make it 1-1. Despite getting badly out-hit in the beginning of this series, Ogden has actually racked up a better batting average as a team at .410 compared to the Idaho Falls Chukars' .399 over the past 4 games. On the ground, Cole Jordan is going to ground it and handle it at second and give it off to Stone for the first out of the inning. So Jason Schaaf faces one and sits one. The Chukars, however, still have hit more times than the Raptors, 53 hits compared to 45. But as a whole, it's been very even. Both teams, 11 home runs through the first 4 games of this series. Ostrander steps into the box to bat. First right-handed batter that Jason Schaaf, the righty, will face. He kicks his left leg and offers. Check swing on the first pitch, called strike nonetheless. 0-1 count. Ostrander has not been an active member of this series in every game. He's played in, so far, only the odd games. Following suit in Game 5. He's way ahead of an 0-1 breaking ball that got its legs cut out from under it as it approached the strike zone and just narrowly missed the lumber, bright red lumber of Garrett Ostrander's bat. So the second baseman looking at an 0-2 count. Pitch incoming from Schaaf. That one misses outside. Hank Dodson will loop it back to Schaaf. So Schaaf, a newer addition to the team, about halfway through the season. But he's been great. 8 starts since coming to the Raptors. Second best ERA. 1-2 misses too far down low for ball 2. Schaaf pitched the last time the Chukars came to town in Game 5. That was that same game that Josh Learson threw the complete game shutout. So exact same pitcher battle that we've had last time. 2-2 pitch is hit in the air into right center field. Going over to his left is Wilkinson, but he's unable to handle it. He handles it off the wall, though, and fires it into the cutoff man, Cole Jordan, at second, but not soon enough. And Garrett Ostrander is able to smack a double to get on second. So that Saturday game that I've been alluding to was a low-scoring affair. Raptors getting shut out, obviously. Schaaf went 8 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Got to correct myself, actually. Learson pitched game 4, not game 5. So these two pitchers are facing off for the first time in Lindquist this season, as they missed each other by 1 game last time. First pitch is a called strike on the outside edge of the strike zone to the left-hander, Sam Canton. He rests his bat on his shoulder and now whips it around, getting ready for the 0-1. 10-foot lead for Ostrander, who is eyed down by Schaaf. 1 hop handled by the second baseman, Cole Jordan. He waits for Tyler Stone to get his foot on the base, and they'll get the forced out over at first for the second out of the inning, but it is Ostrander who advances 90 feet on the ground out and now is just 90 feet away from the ever-coveted home base. Tyler Wyatt will step up now. The right-hander who bats .389 currently sits on that record-breaking 33-game hit streak. Schaaf, left leg kick. His deal is right back up the middle. Cole Jordan leaps up in the air and catches it at chest high. Great inning for Cole Jordan as he grounds 2 and then catches a line out. He played a part in all 3 outs of the inning, and we'll head into the bottom of the first. Still knotted up at 0 after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Go to prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke, bottom of the first inning. Dylan Wilkinson stepping into the box, ready for the offering from Learson. First pitch called strike, 91 miles an hour from the right-hander. Learson, a 6'4" right-hander from Birmingham, Alabama. Played his college baseball at Samford. Wilkinson taps this next one foul, and it's now 0-2 in favor of Learson. So as I mentioned, he returns to the site of the best start of his season, a complete game shutout, which was also the best start by a Chucker in their 6 seasons of independent baseball. The complete game shutout. 0-2. This is just outside. Ryan Lee, the catcher, attempts to stick the frame, but is not successful. Surprisingly also for the right-hander Learson, he is much better on the road than he is when they play at home in Idaho Falls. His 1-2 is grounded and takes a really weird hop over the head of Justin Trimble. It's a hop that we saw actually occur yesterday where it hits the seam in between the infield grass and the infield dirt and almost boosts the ball over the head of the third baseman. Not a lot Justin Trimble can do in that scenario, but it gives Dylan Wilkinson a base hit to start off the inning. Carmine Lane, one of the co-captains playing third base, will step in. So as I was saying about Learson, much better on the road. His whip, which is, anyone unfamiliar, is walks and hits per innings pitched. So you want the number to be lower. Of 1.8 is almost half a base runner less than his 2.18 whip at home. 8.81 ERA on the season when he is away, compared to his 10.13 ERA when he is, or just for the season. Carmine Lane bats the next pitch foul out of play up the right field line. So it's now going to be a 1-1 count. The batter's box is in shade, as well as parts of the third baseline. Everything else is sunshine, despite the shadows, or I guess besides the shadows of the elongated light poles that stretch out into the infield. Next pitch misses too low, so it's ball 2, 2-1 in favor of Lane. Wilkinson is not a huge stealing threat. He's stolen 11 times this year. He shifts his weight to his left and right foot. Carmine Lane hits this one on the ground. One hop. Dooley gets one out at second, and they will turn 2 over at first. So the Idaho Falls Chukars turn a double play to get from a runner on and no outs to 2 outs, nobody on. And Justin Trimble's unfortunate bounce that hopped over his head is basically erased. In steps Carmine Lane. The purpose of moving him to the 3-hole was for him to hit with runners on. But after that double play, he's in a scenario that he's all familiar with now of basically being a leadoff man. First pitch misses down too low for ball 1. Valentine, so far in this series, has the best batting average of a Raptor, going .563 as the next pitch misses too high. He's 9 for 16 across the 4 games that we have played so far. He's been the best bat, especially in terms of reliability, of anyone in the Utah Fry Sauce order. This one jams him up on his hands, and he bats it foul into the netting. Valentine leads the team in at-bats, runs, hits, doubles, triples, and RBIs. Tied for the lead in RBIs with Colson Lawrence. They're both at 90. 2-1 pitch incoming to the right-hander. Dead center of the strike zone, and it's a deuces count. First one that we've seen this evening. Good crowd here at Linquist, as there always is on Fry Sauce night. A lot of the fans wearing the appropriate jerseys for the night. 2-2 down in the dirt. Lee keeps it in front of him, despite no runners being on base, and the count is now full. Valentine has not struck out yet in this series through 4 games. He's managed to work 2 walks. Steps into the plate. His Fry Sauce colored socks showing out of his pants, and he fouls the next one back right in front of the Gannis family, who is sitting in the front row as that ball bounced off the backstop. Valentine is going to adjust his gloves as gets everything resettled. Plants his right foot in the box first and semicircles his bat around a couple times. Now here comes the payoff pitch again. This one is on the ground and finds the gap between first and second base to go down as a base hit, handled by Canton, but not before Chase Valentine picks up his 10th hit of this series. So now with 2 outs, Colson Lawrence will step up to the plate. Lawrence, the right-hander, who is tied with Valentine in terms of RBIs on the season. They both sit at 90. Colson Lawrence, though, most home runs of anyone on the team. 3rd in the whole Pioneer League for home runs. This one is jammed up on his hands. It very lightly comes off his bat, barehanded by Dooley, but the throw gets away from Lester. It bounces off of the padding up the first base line. So Colson Lawrence is going to be safe, and Chase Valentine goes from 2nd all the way to 3rd on the errant throw. I would guess that that's going to be a hit, as it came off of the bat so slowly because Lawrence got jammed up on his hands that Dooley had to make a very rushed play on it. It was a good barehanded play, but hard to make a on-target throw in that short of time. So now runners are on the corners for Tyler Stone, who is having his best series as an Ogden Raptor. Started his series as he swings on the first pitch and pops this one up into left field, moving in about 20 feet and now backing up about 5 is Casey Vaughn, but he is able to catch it basically even with his left pec for the third out of the inning. The Raptors leave 2 stranded, but we're still tied up at 0 after the first inning. We'll be back for the top of the second after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
This is Hannah with the Ogden Raptors. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, videos, and accounts of this game is prohibited without the express written consent of the Pioneer Baseball League. Copyright 2024, Pioneer Baseball.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the second inning, and it's time for the powerful lefty Justin Trimble for his first at-bat against Schaff. Schaff spiked this one down in the dirt for ball 1, and we are now joined by the manager of the Utah Fry Sauce, Ed Campanello. Campy, thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great day for the team yesterday. What does getting momentum in that first game of a doubleheader do to the confidence in the second game?
Well, I mean, it's a big confidence lifter, and you know, we had a good plan going into it. We felt pretty strong with our 2 guys pitching, and we knew they can possibly go deep into the game, possibly complete games. So we were set up real well. Offense did what they needed to do, and you know, definitely had the confidence going into that second game.
You're going up against Josh Learson, who had a very successful outing, to say the least, last time. Complete game shutout last time he faced you guys here. Did you learn anything from that game, applying any knowledge from his outing here?
Yeah, we didn't have much information on him that first start, but we got some information, and going over with hitters on kind of how they were thrown to last time, and came up with a game plan. And now it's just about competing, seeing the pitch to hit and competing. And Valentine had a good at bat there. We had a couple of good at bats, and we just gotta grind out 9 innings today.
Manager for the Ogden Raptors, or the Utah Fry Sauce, Ed Campanello, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Aaron.
I think that's the first time I've been thanked by name, so shout out Campy. Appreciate that. Fly out to Colson Lawrence by Justin Trimble starts off that inning. And then Wes Mitchell waves on his 0-1 pitch to make it an 0-2 count quickly. Jason Schaff has looked in control thus far. We like to keep everyone updated if you are scorekeeping at home. So they're going to give Colson Lawrence a base hit on that grounder, but then Chase Valentine was able to advance to third because of an error by the shortstop. So still the 6th error in the matter of less than 3 games for the Idaho Falls Chukars infield. This one, though, not costly. The Raptors don't take advantage. Pitch clock violation on Jason Schaff, and it's now going to be a 2-2 count instead of 1-2. Wes Mitchell is the DH tonight. And now we've got a little bit more extracurriculars going on. Behind home plate is Steele Rogers. The man who's sprinting down the third base line is our third base umpire, Michael Goebel. And then Zach Dart is playing first, or umpiring first. Nothing seems to come out of that conversation. Campy at Campanello is coming out to get some clarification as well. The Utah Fry Sauce are wearing their classic Fry Sauce jerseys today. It's the navy blue body of the jersey. Left sleeve is white to represent mayo, right sleeve red to represent ketchup, and those two combine with some extra spices for the best condiment that Utah has to offer. And the Fry Sauce, which is, I would say, about a salmon-y hue, accents different parts of the jerseys to go along with white pants. The navy blue hats with red bills have Saucy, who is the Saturday mascot, on their fronts. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss by by Wesley Mitchell. So after all of the conversations and the discourse and dialogue that went on between the 2-2 count and the pitch, it's still a strikeout for Jason Schaaf. As the kids would say, I think that Jason Schaaf is thinking, maybe ball don't lie. Parker Lester will step up for his first at-bat of the evening. He has been the best bat of either team, on either team. First pitch misses outside to him for ball one. Lester is a 6'4" lefty from Dalton, Georgia. Responsible for 12 RBIs in this series. The next pitch catches the outside of the zone for called strike one, so it's now 1-1. Another nice day for baseball here at Lindquist Field as we get later into August and the temperatures drop slightly, 85 degrees right now. Swing and a miss on a nice breaking ball by Parker Lester. It's the same pitch that Schaaf was successful with back in the first inning against both Dooley and Canson. So it's a 1-2 count now for Jason Schaaf and his defense. 1-2, 2 outs. And that pitch misses up and outside. The Chukars are in their black jerseys with the 208 on the front, the 0 represented by their Chukar logo, gray pants. Black helmets to go along with all of it. Here comes Deuce's pitch from Schaaf. That one just barely misses too low, and the count is full. Good pitch by Schaaf, great location, and an even better take by Parker Lester. Lester, the batter that stands between Schaaf and a perfect 1-2-3 inning. Schaaf has faced just one above the minimum thus far. Here's the payoff pitch from Schaaf. Swung on and missed on one that just worked inside and down by the feet of Parker Lester. If he had laid off, it would have been a ball, but a good enough looking pitch for long enough that Schaaf picks up his second strikeout in a row. He goes a perfect 1-2-3 in the second inning, and we're still tied at 0 heading into the bottom of the second on the Ogden Raptors broadcast network.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years, getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke, and we're here in the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. First pitch from Learson misses too high to Gio Ferraro. Gio had not played in this series until the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. He'd been nursing a slight injury, according to Ed Campanello, but gets back into the batting order, goes 1 for 3 in game 1, 2 for 3 in game 2 of the doubleheader. So perfect. Or a nice 3 for 6, a smooth 500 across 6 at-bats. 2-0 pitch, misses too low, and Ferraro has worked himself ahead into a 3-0 count. Learson, a fairly quick pitcher, won't let it go too deep into the pitch count, or excuse me, the pitch clock. 3-0 pitch misses inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the second. Should bode well for the Raptors, as leadoff walks very often come around to score over half the time. First walk that either pitcher has given up today. Haven't had a lot of walks in this series. Been sitting between about 2 to 6 for either team in every game. Garrett Bivacqua, the 7-hole hitter, up to bat now. First pitch, he watches, catch the outside of the zone for called strike 1. Garrett Bivacqua bats .360 on the season. This is his 50th game he's played in his 44th start. Has increased the amount of starts that he has had since Kyler Stancato has been inactive. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one misses outside. Shadows continue to creep closer and closer to the mound. So now, as we often get during these 6:30 games, the ball is in the hand of the pitcher, illuminated by sunlight, and then goes into the shade as it moves towards home plate. Dropping his left knee and setting up slightly inside is Ryan Lee. He mishandles the ball on the pitch. It scoots out to his right, but not enough for Ferraro to take a base. The pitch missed as well, so it's now 2-1 to Garrett Bivacqua. 25-year-old from Carlsbad, California, Bivacqua played his college baseball at St. Cloud State. Upright stance, shifting his weight from left to right as he waves his bat above his left shoulder. The 2-1 pitch, check swing, that missed outside, and we're now 3-1. 7 of the first 8 pitches that Learson has thrown in this inning have been balls. Only strike was the first pitch of this at-bat to Bivacqua. Ferraro, small lead off of first base. Here's the 3-1. And that one does catch the outside of the zone for called strike 2, and we're getting a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge by Bivacqua. It's a called strike, and it is overturned to a ball. So the Raptors retain their challenge, and now it's going to be back-to-back walks to start off the inning. Bivacqua is on first, and Ferraro will be on second for Cole Jordan. Bradley Pell is coaching first base for the Utah Fry Sauce today. So he gets all of Garrett Bivacqua's batting armor off of him, gives it to the bat boy. Ed Campanello coaching third. Cole Jordan didn't have his best day yesterday. Went just 1 for 5 on the day and went 0 for in the second game that they played. First pitch to him. This is low and inside for strike 1. For ball 1, excuse me. I said low and inside, both of which are descriptors of a ball. Jordan with a multicolored brown bat today. Top of it, the barrel is a darker brown. Bottom of it is lighter. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one does nosedive its way into the strike zone for called strike 1. 83 miles an hour that just painted the corner edge of the zone. Bivacqua is the runner on first. Ferraro is the runner on second. Cole Jordan, open stance, no movement in his feet as the 1-1 pitch in comes. No, it doesn't. Stepping off the mound and checking the runner on second is Learson. That runner is Gio Ferraro. Neither middle infielder, second or short, is very close to second to cover it, but it would be Ostrander covering it if needed. But this ball goes on the ground to Cole Jordan's second base counterpart. They'll turn one over at second and get this other out of the double play at first. back-to-back innings with double plays for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Both double plays off the bat of both co-captains for the Utah Fry Sauce. Carmine Lane grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Cole Jordan grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. So now 2 outs for Hank Dodson. First pitch down in the dirt, sliding over and dropping his right knee is Ryan Lee, and he blocks it to stay in front of him. Gio Ferraro was able to take third on the double play ground out. So he stands 90 feet away, but 2 outs. Hank Dodson, the pitch. He fouls this one up and away. Trying to make a play on it is Lee, but he would have to find his way all the way out into Lincoln Avenue if he was going to catch that one. That one sails out of Lindquist Field. Dodson now with a 1-1 count. Hank, as we said, a great day yesterday. 2 for 3 in both games. 5 RBIs in game 1, 2 RBIs in game 2, so 7 total for the day. Here comes the 1-1 pitch into him, and that misses too high. Height was just about equidistant from his hands and his chin. So 2-1 count to the right-handed catcher, Learson. Left leg kick up with his knee even to his waist. This one a blooper that's going to land just barely foul down the left field line. Casey Vaughn did not have a good jump on it, and he was going to be nowhere near able to make the catch, but the ball dropped into foul territory. Lucky for him. Dodson, a similar player to Cole Jordan, where both of them are not from Utah, but have kind of adopted it as a bit of a second home. Dodson played his college baseball for Utah Tech University. Cole Jordan played it for Utah Valley, but Dodson is a Greensboro, North Carolina native. Here comes the Deuces pitch. He pulls this one, broken bat. One hop is mishandled by Justin Trimble at third base. It bounced off of the tip of his glove. And that's now the second error of the game and the 7th error in the span of 3 games for the infield of the Idaho Falls Chukars. That error allows Gio Ferraro to score from third. So it gives the Utah Fry Sauce their first lead of the game. Dodson's going to reach on an E5. You also have to think about it, too. It didn't matter. They were able to get through it, but Justin Trimble has also had that one ball bounce above his head already as well. So the infield is just struggling to field the ball a little bit for the Idaho Falls Chukars. First pitch to Dylan Wilkinson is slightly inside. Wilkinson, left-hander. Just his right toes on the ground of his front foot. That next pitch inside. 1-1 count. Wilkinson singled his first time up to left field, but then got out via the double play off the bat of Carmine Lane, the man who's standing in front of the on-deck circle right now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Pulled past the first baseman. That's going to go into right field. Hank Dodson is going to hold up on second. And so now an inning that should have ended on a ground out over to Justin Trimble at third 2 batters ago will continue now with runners on first and second. Any runs that score in this inning now will be unearned. The Gio Ferraro run was already unearned. Back in game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader, game 4 of this series, Hank Dodson hit that grand slam. All 4 of the runs on that grand slam were unearned. The inning had continued because of an error, similar to what we have going right now. Mound meeting between Ryan Lee and Josh Learson as they attempt to get everything calmed down. Got 2 outs. Only 1 run has scored in the bottom of this second inning, so still very much a controllable inning, a handleable inning. You can live with giving up 1 run at a time, especially in this Pioneer League where the offenses are so active. So Carmine Lane, who is 0 for 1 on the day, grounded into a double play his last time up, steps up with 2 outs and runners on first and second. First pitch to the right-hander, misses too low. Ball 1. Carmine has been working with a slightly more closed stance than he had through a lot of this series, or this season, excuse me. His left foot is about 6 inches closer to home plate than his right foot. Here comes the 1-0. He pulls this one to third base. Trimble is able to handle that cleanly, and his throw over to Lester at first finally does end the inning. But the Raptors get on the board first. Bottom of the second inning, they score 1 run, and they lead it 1-0 as we head into the top of the third after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
You see this tactical connectivity system? You may call it a phone, but it's perfect for checking up on your buddies, which is important because they could be struggling with thoughts of suicide. Calling them up lets them know someone cares. So let's get to it.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke with you in the top of the third inning. It's the Utah Fry Sauce leading this one 1-0. 2 errors already on the infield for the Idaho Falls Chukars, and that has really been the differential of this game. The run that scored in the bottom of the first, or excuse me, the run that scored in the bottom of the second, unearned. First pitch is a ball out of the hand of Schaaf, offering it up to the catcher, Ryan Lee. Next pitch, swung on and fouled back for strike 1. Good crowd, as I would say the Friday and Saturday games probably elicit the best crowds here at Lindquist Field. It was a sad day on Thursday when the game got postponed, as the fans missed out on a Thirsty Thursday where all Pepsi products are half off. 1-1, called strike right down the middle. Lee didn't make much of a motion to swing at it. Pepsi products offered all across Lindquist Field. If you're upset and you're in the area that you missed the Thirsty Thursday this past week, a couple days ago now, another Thirsty Thursday next week against the Yuba Sutter Freebirds as the Raptors are preparing to play 12 games in 13 days. Just one day, Monday, in between those 2 series. 1-2 pitching coming from Schaaf, way outside. Pulled that one a bit too far across his body, being a right-hander. Dodson had to use most of his wingspan of his left arm to reach across his body to corral it. So now a 2-2 count. And Ryan Lee, for the 3rd time, has to step out of the box because he gets something in his eye. That's happened all 3 games that Ryan Lee has played in. Here comes a 2-2 to Lee. Was able to see that one clearly enough to get a bat on it, but he pulls it foul. So we'll do the 2-2 once again. Lee bats at .302 on the season. In this series, he's 2 for 7, which is good enough for .286. Those 2, though, were both home runs. 2-2 pitch. Once again, here it comes from Schaaf. He pulls that one outside. Same miss as ball 2. And now we've got a full count on our hands. So far on the night, on full counts, Schaaf has only had to pitch a payoff pitch once, and he struck out Parker Lester. Hoping for more of the same on this one. The pitch is lifted high in the air, just starting to come down from its apex now. Bavacqua continues to retreat on the warning track and now snags the ball about a step in front of it in right field for the first out of the inning. So far, Jason Schaff has won the battle on payoff pitches, full count offerings. But for his sake, in terms of longevity into the game, you'd like to be sitting people down faster. If you're the Chukars, at least you're increasing the pitch count on those outs. This one won't increase the pitch count. Casey Vaughn hits this to straightaway center, and it's actually going to be the left fielder, Colson Lawrence, who moves over to his left side to make the snag on that one. Just one pitch needed to retire Vaughn. And now it is back to the top of the batting order for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Jason Schaff makes it through the first go-around of this batting order in just 33 pitches. Pretty efficient. He has still faced just one above the minimum. First pitch misses too low to Ty Dooley. Dooley, the shortstop, 0 for 1 on the night. He grounded out to Cole Jordan, the second baseman, his last time up. Left-hander, slightly open stance, a shin guard on his front right shin. And that pitch misses up high out of the hand of Schaff to make it 2-0. Dooley has led off in every game so far in this series. The Elgin, South Carolina native. Here comes the 2-0 to him. Schaff locates on that one, called strike one. Dooley for the season bats at .319. And interestingly enough, being a shortstop, has speed and is tied for the most triples on the team at 4. Next pitch is fouled off of the tip of his bat. And we'll make it a 2-2 count. Dooley performing just a hair worse than his season average. Batting average for the season of .319. Batting average for this series is .294. Still 2 games to improve it. The 2-2 pitch from Schaff misses way outside. That one, for reference, was caught by Hank Dodson, probably dead center of the right-handed batter's box. Remember, Ty Dooley is a lefty. So a full count now. Schaff has managed 2 outs on full count so far. This one is poked up the left field line, foul. Colson Lawrence will snag it and give it off to some happy fans up on the concourse in left field. The fan who caught it raised his hands in excitement as he walked to show his parents. The payoff pitch once again on 3-2 counts. Schaff has struck one out and prompted a fly out. See what happens this third time. Here's the pitch. This one, a fly ball into center field. It's got some good distance under it. Retreating to the wall is Dylan Wilkinson, and he's unable to make the play as it sails over his head, careens off the bottom of the wall, and it's Ty Dooley looking for his 5th triple of the season, and he'll get there. That leads the team now. And Ty Dooley has a 2-out triple to his name to stay just 90 feet away from home plate for the first runs of the game for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Wilkinson got an okay jump on that ball, but had to be aware of how close he was getting to the center field wall and just had to pull up his momentum slightly, which caused the ball to careen off of the bottom of it and really get out of his reach as it rolled probably 30 feet away from him. Wilkinson in center field is shading over to his left as Garrett Ostrander, the right-hander, fouls the first pitch back. Ostrander has recorded, until that triple, the only hit in the game for the Idaho Falls Chukars. So now he's 1 of 2. Doubled his last time up. 0-1 pitch from Schaff. Misses just a bit outside. Making it a 1-1 count. Schaff licks his right fingertips as he toes the rubber on the first base side. His bottom half of his body is in shade, his top half still illuminated by the sun. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This one hit up in the air and now sailing out of the ballpark, foul to make it 1-2. Ty Dooley with a small lead off of third. Standing in the foul territory, as all base runners do when they are standing on third. He's actually standing all the way on the grass. and now barely moves his way back into the dirt, about 10, 15 feet off the bag. The 1-2, poked foul once again. It stays in the field of play as it just barely caught the top part of the netting that protects the fans behind home plate. And we'll do the 1-2 once again. Schaff wipes his face on his left Mayo arm, the white arm of the Fry Sauce jersey. Ostrander steps in. 2 outs, 1-2 count. The tying run is duly on third, with his lead about 80 feet away from home instead of 90. The 1-2 pitch is going to be grounded. Carmine Lane drops his right knee, pops up, and fires it over to Tyler Stone at first to retire the side and leave one runner stranded for the Idaho Falls Chukars. So we'll move into the bottom of the third with the Utah Fry Sauce still leading by 1-0 in favor of the home team. We'll be back after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love. I'd fix just about anything. You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Chase Valentine, the usual leadoff man who has moved down to third in the lineup, will lead off the third inning, bottom of the third inning. Idaho Falls have been held scoreless by Jason Schaff and co. thus far. Josh Learson has given up his first run that he gave up all season long here at Lindquist, as his last outing was a complete game shutout. This one still could play a complete game, as his first pitch is a called strike to Chase Valentine. The next 0-1 is swung on and missed to make it 0-2. So Learson still could do a complete game, but it's not going to be a shutout, as the Raptors, or excuse me, the Fry Sauce, have already scored in the bottom of the second inning. Learson searches for his first strikeout of the game. 0-2 count incoming to Valentine, and he swings and misses. It touches the ground, but then Lee touches Valentine for the tag out on the dropped third strike. And Chase Valentine is going to go back to the dugout. First strikeout of the evening for Josh Learson. And it's the first time all game that the Fry Sauce have not got their leadoff man on. Talked about how leadoff walks often come around and score. Last inning, Gio Ferrara walked and did score. Colson Lawrence unleashes on the first pitch, but he doesn't quite get enough ball, and it sails behind him foul. Lawrence had his probably weakest hit single all season long, as it came off the bat at 47 miles an hour and was mishandled slightly by Ty Dooley at shortstop for his first hit of the game. He fouls the next pitch off, so it's now 0-2. Learson, right-hander, towing the rubber on the first base side, looking for back-to-back strikeouts, and he'll get it as Colson Lawrence barrel goes right under that one that was up in the strike zone. And it's back-to-back strikeouts. Best start to an inning that Learson has had thus far. 2 quick outs in just 6 pitches. Tyler Stone will look to avoid being part of a 1-2-3 inning. So far, 2 up, 2 down for Learson. And it's all been out of the hand of Learson with 2 strikeouts. First pitch, called strike to Tyler Stone. So either through called strikes or foul balls, that's going to be the 7th straight strike from Learson. He goes for 8 now as his 0-1 is incoming. It's fouled off, and so now 8 straight. So now an 0-2 count. That one misses just a bit low as Learson was looking for the immaculate inning of 9 straight strikes. He smiles as he heads back onto the mound. He might have known it. Learson was looking to make a little more history for himself at Lindquist, but not the case this time. Still a chance to strike out all 3. 1-2. Not going to be a strikeout on the ground, handled by the second baseman Ostrander, and they'll get the 3rd out of the inning. So a perfect 3 up, 3 down for Josh Learson. He chuckles as he high-fives his catcher Ryan Lee. They were looking for the immaculate inning, but nonetheless, the Fry Saucer held scoreless, and they still lead it by 1. 1-0 heading into the top of the 4th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
It starts with a vision, a goal that sets the wheels in motion. The path may be rough, but with grit, hard work, and the right support, no race is too tough. No goal beyond reach. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and expertise I need to get across the finish line. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. We were looking at the TrackMan during that last inning, and Learson probably should have had the immaculate inning as Schaaf's first pitch is a called strike, because the pitch that Stone took that was called a ball, according to TrackMan, did catch the strike zone. 0-1 count. Incoming to the left-hander, Sam Canton. That pitch misses too low. We haven't had an immaculate inning all year long. Played quite a lot of baseball, but haven't had one yet. Sam Canton looking for his first hit of the evening. He watches the next pitch sail past and grab the edge of the strike zone for strike 2. So 1-2 count. Canton with those 123 RBIs leads the team, leads the Pioneer League, and also set a franchise record. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one catches the bottom right side of the strike zone for called strike 3. We're going to get a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge from the batter, and it is confirmed a strike, so it's Schaaf's 3rd strikeout of his outing. First one that has come via a backwards K, looking, but nonetheless, good start to this inning. So now Tyler Wyatt will step up. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He was part of the first inning batters that all got out to second baseman Cole Jordan. First pitch is swinging high in the air, right field, watching it fly, and it's out of the ballpark. Home run for Tyler Wyatt, knots this thing up at 1. A smattering of applause as you're not going to get a lot of excitement when you hit a home run as the away team, but that's Tyler Wyatt's 21st home run of the season. That edges him closer to Trimble and Canton, who lead the team at 26. But more importantly, the game is now tied. 12th home run of this series for the Idaho Falls Chukars as a team. This one on the ground. Tyler Stone's going to handle it himself, but it takes the same weird hop off of the infield seam grass that Justin Trimble over at third has been dealing with and bounces over the head of Tyler Stone for a base hit. We're getting a sort of a turf monster of sorts, but instead of grabbing people's toes, it's boosting the ball over the corner infielders' heads. So coming into this inning, Schaaf had faced just 2 above the minimum, but thus far, already given up 2 hits in this inning, a homer and now a single, and it brings up Wes Mitchell. First pitch to Mitchell is fouled up behind home plate, and that's going to go into the stands over our heads. I was bracing for it. I felt like maybe it was coming on top of our heads. So an 0-1 count with 1 out. The runner on first is Justin Trimble. Schaaf now fully in shadow. His pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 quickly. Wes Mitchell has sat down swinging once already tonight, trying to avoid being 0 for on 2 strikeouts and Jason Schaaf's 4th victim. So here comes the 0-2. Mitchell circles his bat once, now rested on his right shoulder, and he goes fishing for one that was out of the strike zone, swing and a miss, and he sat down on 3 pitches for the second out of the inning. Every baseball coach will tell you that solo home runs don't kill you and 1-run innings don't kill you. So Jason Schaaf trying to get out of this inning, giving up a 1-run homer, solo homer, and just 1 run in the inning. The man up in the bat is Parker Lester. He swings and misses on the first pitch that was under his barrel and nosedived out of the way of his lumber. Lester was part of the back-to-back strikeouts that Schaaf offered up to end the second inning. It was Mitchell and Lester back-to-back. Mitchell has already struck out in this inning. This one is fouled over and towards his own dugout. Hands of quite a few Chukars extend out over the fence of the dugout and are able to corral it and get the ball out of play. But now it's an 0-2 count to Parker Lester. Can't quite use the exact same pitches that you use against Mitchell, as he was a righty and went searching for the sweeper that went away from him. Lester struck out on that same sweeper, though, that went in towards his feet. We'll see if Schaaf goes back to it. Still waiting for a sign, only 5 seconds on the pitch clock. Going into his motion now and going to pick off the runner over at first, but it's not successful. So Lester in his first one up struck out on a ball that looked like it was center cut of the strike zone and then dove in towards his feet as a lefty. Will Schaaf use that pitch again? 0-2 pitch. And this one he just hangs in the strike zone, but it's fouled away. Schaaf's lucky that Lester didn't get the right direction behind that one, as I think he missed his location a little bit. That one was pretty center cut of the strike zone. And a fastball at 91 miles an hour. 0-2 count. Arms hanging in front of him are the arms of the runner Justin Trimble on first. Parker Lester at the ready for the 0-2. That one misses too low down in the dirt for ball 1. Lester, the owner of the most RBIs of any player in this series, Raptor or Chukar. He's had 12 RBIs, and he set the tone early as he racked up 6 RBIs in Game 1 on Tuesday. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him. He swings and misses, spikes his bat in frustration. And Jason Schaaf now has 5 strikeouts this evening, but the Idaho Falls Chukars tie it up off the bat of a solo home run by Tyler Wyatt. We're knotted up at 1 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Tickets are on sale now by calling 801-393-2450 or at ogden-raptors.com, or simply stop by the Linquist Field box office in person at 23rd and Lincoln. The Raptors are the 9th highest attended sports team in Utah, including the colleges, and are the #1 attended venue north of Salt Lake. And counting tomorrow's game, we've got 7 games in 8 days on the docket, so plenty of chances to come enjoy Ogden Raptors baseball as they only have a couple homestands left. 1-1 game. Gio Ferraro is up to bat. First pitch works up and in on his head, and he whips his neck back quickly to try to protect his face. So needless to say, ball 1. Ferraro walked in 4 pitches his last time up. This time on the same track as the next pitch misses too low, and it's 2-0. Ferraro is the only Fry Sauce member to touch home plate today as he walked and came around to score. Next pitch misses too high, and it's now 3-0. So Ferraro yet to swing at a pitch by Learson and yet to see a strike by Learson. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one does catch the inside of the strike zone for called strike 1, so it's 3-1. Gio Ferraro this season, .390 batting average. This is his 69th game that he's played in. He fouls off this next pitch opposite field towards the play structure out in right field, and that's going to make it a full count. Only the second full count of the game that Learson has faced. He gave up a single last time. Here's the payoff pitch. This one aired out into center field. Going to his left is the center fielder Tyler Wyatt, and he makes the catch just shy of Raptors Ridge for the first out of the inning. Ferraro just didn't get quite enough on that one off the bat at 90 miles an hour with a bit too much air under it. So Bavakwa will step into the batter's box now, left-handed batter's box. He's yet to have a official at-bat tonight as he walked his first time up. Bavakwa batting .360 on the season, First pitch misses outside. He has played in every game this series and is 5 for 16. Here's the 1-0. He hits this one opposite field. On his horse is Casey Vaughn running it down, but he's not getting there in time. It bounces off the brick wall in left field and bounces over the head of Vaughn. He hustles to go pick it up, but Garrett Bivacqua picks up a no-stress double. He was already posing for his dugout with a double thumbs up before the ball even got into the infield. So Bivacqua standing on second after just needing to watch one pitch go past him. And Cole Jordan is looking to pick up his first hit in over a game as he went 0 for 3 in yesterday's second game of the doubleheader and grounded into a double play last time he was up. Double play is not in play as Bivacqua is the man on second, no one on first. Bivacqua dancing down the base path. He decides not to steal, but definitely had the attention of Learson, who turns and then fires a strike 1 pitch past Cole Jordan to make it a 0-1 count. Bivacqua has only stolen 2 bases so far this season. but being an outfielder does have speed. Light on his feet out along the second to third base path. 0-1 pitch is up and inside on Jordan. He has to angle himself back slightly to avoid getting hit to make it 1-1. I alluded to Cole Jordan earlier when I was talking about Hank Dodson. Both of them from outside of Utah, but played college and pro baseball in Utah now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one, I think, went over the head of Cole Jordan. He ducked, and that's the only reason that he didn't have a baseball in his navy blue helmet. So it's a 2-1 count. Learson does struggle with control a bit. He has walked 43 batters coming into this game, now at 45, having walked 2 today. 2-1 pitch. Catches the bottom of the strike zone for strike 2, so now we're at deuces. Jordan steps out of the box for only about a second or two to collect himself, and now gets right back in. Learson, glove at his belt, checks Bevacqua on second, whose right arm is hanging on his thigh. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Cole Jordan goes searching. Swings around, misses the ball, and then 180s his body and walks back to the dugout, chin down in disgust. So Cole Jordan will have to wait a little bit longer to try to pick up his first hit. And there are 2 outs now for Hank Dodson. Great walk-up song by Hank Dodson. We've got The Music in Me, which is always going to remind me of Ted Lasso. That's the song he did that viral dance to in this TV show. First pitch incoming to Dodson is a heater, 92 miles an hour, right down the middle, called strike 1. Dodson reached on an error so far. An error to the third baseman. 0-1 pitch. Dodson check swing. It's a called strike anyway. Doesn't matter. Now he falls behind 0-2. Hank Dodson was 0 for 4 coming into Friday's doubleheader, and then obviously had a great day picking up 4 hits in 6 at-bats. Looking to keep the hot streak going, but he faces an 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses on it, so the inning ends thanks to back-to-back strikeouts from the hand of Josh Learson, and Garrett Bevacqua stays stranded on second after his double. So we are still tied 1-1 after 4 innings. We'll be back for the top of the 5th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that had come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us, and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Top of the 5th inning here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. First pitch by Jason Schaaf, check swing by Ryan Lee, and he did not go around, so it's going to be ball 1. Schaaf in his 5th inning of work. He has had good longevity. His shortest outing of the season actually came against Missoula, as his next pitch is swung on and missed by Lee for strike 1. Before that Missoula game, his shortest start had been 6 innings against Missoula in Game 5. He went just 5 2/3. 1-1, pitch incoming. And that one misses just a bit outside the bottom right corner of the strike zone to make it 2-1. Ryan Lee flew out to Colson Lawrence, the left fielder, his last time up. So now he sits for the series at just 2 for 8. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He hits this one very hard, very high, and very out of play, foul. So now we'll be at 2-2. Crowd continuing to file in. Good showing out here on a Saturday night. A couple fans in the crowd rehearsing the dances that they want to do if they get on the big screen. A lot of planning going on. The Deuce's pitch. Tails a bit too far out of the strike zone. Too much movement east-west from Jason Schaaf, and it's now a full count. Schaaf with his shoulders slightly open towards his catcher Hank Dodson, covers his face with his mitt and now goes into his motion. The pitch is ripped high, hard, and once again very foul by Ryan Lee. He's been quite ahead of the 2 pitches that he has roped foul. Lee has shown that he has long ball power, hitting back-to-back home runs in his first 2 at-bats of this series back in Game 2. Surprisingly, though, for Lee, those were just his 5th and 6th home runs of the season. Payoff pitch once again from Schaaf. Left leg kick. The deal is going to be taken in play this time. Colson Lawrence, the left fielder, moving to his left and makes the catch on the move for the first out of the inning. Second time on a full count that Ryan Lee has flied out to Colson Lawrence. Also the second time it has happened to start off an inning. If we are going to get a replay of the 3rd inning, which started out with Ryan Lee flying out to Colson Lawrence on a full count, we would get a Casey Vaughn fly out to left field on his first pitch. And we're not going to get that as he fakes, or he attempts to lay down a bunt and knocks it foul for strike 1. Casey Vaughn has some neon orange cleats that pop out against the duller colors of the black and gray jerseys that Idaho Falls is wearing. A 1 pitch to him, called strike on the edge of the strike zone. Very opposite jerseys tonight, as the Fry Sauce have some of the louder jerseys that you'll see in the Pioneer League, whereas Idaho Falls just rocking with the black and the gray. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Schaaf. That misses by a pretty fair margin. We'll just say that it didn't take a lot of discipline for Casey Vaughn to lay off that one. So now it's 1-2. Vaughn 0 for 1 on the night. Flew out to left field his last time up. The pitch to the left-hander misses too high. Dodson grabs it out of the air and tosses it back to his pitcher. Schaaf doing a bit of landscaping on the mound, clearing up some dirt with his feet. Now readjusts his sleeves and steps back onto the rubber. 1 out, 2-2 count. Vaughn looking for his first hit of the evening. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses outside as well. So after getting ahead 0-2, Jason Schaaf is looking at his 2nd full count. He'll get a new ball from Dodson. Not a lot of wind to speak of tonight at Lindquist. Old Glory out in center field is slightly blowing in the breeze, but doesn't have a lot going on in it. But the breeze that does exist is coming straight in from center. Payoff pitch is a ball in the bottom of the strike zone, or bottom of the zone outside of it. And we're going to get a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge by Hank Dodson. And it is confirmed a ball. So an unfortunate walk if you're Jason Schaaf, and an at-bat where you got ahead 0-2. And the Fry Sauce lose a challenge out of it. So now as you roll over to the top of the lineup with Ty Dooley and co., there is a runner on first and just 1 out. Best position that the Chukars have been to take a lead all game long. This would be their first lead since back on Wednesday if they were able to take it. Showing bunt and knocking it foul is Dooley. You're bunting, you always want to try to get it laid down on the first pitch you see because you can maintain the element of surprise just slightly. Now Carmine Lane at third can edge a little bit closer to the infield grass, anticipating what Dooley might be doing. Our home plate umpire, Steele Rogers, is moving a bit of traffic as Garrett Ostrander, who is on deck, was standing a little bit too close to the field of play. But after all that's settled, we'll get the 0-1 pitch going. Here it comes, showing bunt and pulling back on a pitch that missed way outside to make it a 1-1 count. Dooley today is 1 for 2. He knocked that triple in his last at-bat, but then was stranded on third. 1-1 from Schaff, not showing bunt this time as Dooley, but the pitch misses outside again to make it 2-1. Ty Dooley, a left-hander, going up against the right-hander Schaff. The man on deck, Ostrander, is a righty. Here comes the pitch, 2-1 on the ground. Carmine Lane at third looking to turn two, but Chase Valentine wasn't covering second, and so they'll have to settle for just one out over at first. Valentine and Lane share a couple words after the play. Probably smart by Lane not to force the issue and try to turn two and just get the out at hand. And now the the Fry Sauce, 1 out away from ending the top of this 5th inning. Chukars have left 3 batters stranded so far tonight. They've hit 4 times, scored a run. Comparison to the Fry Sauce's 6 hits, but still also just 1 run. Ostrander, 1 for 2 on the night. His first pitch that he sees is a bit inside for ball 1. He doubled in the first inning and then grounded out to Carmine Lane at third back in the 3rd inning. He circles his bat with his left hand once and now brings it back over his right shoulder. Schaff checks the runner at second and then offers low and outside for ball 2. Schaff has tied the length of his last outing, which was 5 2/3 of an inning back in Missoula. So one more would get him closer. 1-0 pitch is fouled back into the netting. Catches just the top of it and bounces back into the grass behind home plate. So it's a 2-1 count. Shadows are basically across the entire infield. Cole Jordan at second is still in the sun. Center fielder Dylan Wilkinson is shading his eyes from the sun as center field and right field are still fully illuminated. This one bouncing on the ground. Chase Valentine waits for it and handles it after a couple of hops and gives it off to Tyler Stone for the 3rd out of the inning. The Ogden Raptors are able to leave another runner stranded on base, and we're still tied up at 1 run apiece as we head into the bottom of the 5th on the Ogden Raptors broadcast network.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptors Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke, and I am joined by the father of arguably the most multifaceted member of the Ogden Raptors team. It is Tyler Gannis' dad, Paul Gannis. Thanks for hopping on.
It's my pleasure to be here, Arden. I listen to you almost every game, and you always make it way more fun to listen to the game. So thank you for all you're doing up here.
I appreciate it. It's a blast for me as the first pitch misses to Dylan Wilkinson. We were just admiring what this ballpark looks like. So tell us, who are you here with? Where are you guys coming from? Because you kind of have the whole fam here right now.
I did. I came out with my wife, Ellen, and my daughter, Spencer. And we're living in Los Angeles right now. And this is just spectacular ballpark. I mean, what a place to play. What a place for you to come and work every day. It's wow. It's the first time I've been here, and it's really impressive.
So your son, Tyler, is a owner of a company, a pro baseball player, and a very accomplished singer. Just as a whole, what can you say about, how he manages it all and the pride you feel as parents for all that?
I couldn't be prouder of him. He's living his dream right now. Baseball was always number one for him. He was that kid when he was 4. He was sleeping with a glove under his pillow, and we've had so many wonderful adventures through travel ball and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, he's so talented. He must get it from his mom, is all I can figure, because we wanted to give him the opportunity to pursue all the things he enjoyed, and he enjoys a lot of things, and turns out he's pretty darn good at a lot of them. So yeah, no, the business is going great for him. He's helping a lot of kids, improve their game and develop and play in high school. He's got a new thing called Pulse. That's his new company, and it's amazing. He coded the whole app. It's amazing what he's done with it, but it's really helping a lot of kids in high school and college.
So it's Carmine Lane rips
Get
this
up, ball.
one.
Get up. Yeah.
Oh,
Go.
Barely bounces off the top of the wall. Lane will round first and go to
Attaboy.
second for a double for Carmine Lane. That
Attaboy,
was
Paisan.
maybe 4 feet from getting out of this ballpark?
At the most. That was right near the top. Almost out of there.
So Tyler, though, not the only talented individual of your family. I believe you have voiced a couple video games, correct? And then you also have the voice of teenage Elsa in the family as well.
That's my daughter did teenage Elsa in the original Frozen, and she actually got stopped last night. Tyler was down signing autographs, and somebody handed her a pen as well. It was kind of nice. We've been very blessed. My wife is an actress too, and she was in The Color Money with Scorsese and Newman and Cruz. So that was an amazing thing. We met working on a show in Chicago. She was going to school at Northwestern, and I was doing stunts on a show called Lady Blue, and that's where we met. That's almost 40 years ago. We've been married now. So
then you also have Tyler attending then the alma mater of Northwestern for a couple years there before going to Oregon as well. So really kind of keeping it in the family business a little bit. What do you think prompted the interest for Tyler of baseball specifically, having, both you and your wife been in more of the show business side of things?
Well, I've always been a huge baseball fan. I played high school, but I couldn't hit a curveball, so that was the end of my playing career. But I've just been such a big fan. We introduced him when he was just a young boy, and he actually, a lot of people don't know, he was really, really ill. He had aplastic anemia when he was 2, and he spent almost 2 years in Children's Hospital, L.A. God bless them. They performed a miracle and saved his life. And we got him out of the hospital, and we really wanted him, to enjoy everything he could. It gives you a whole nother perspective when they didn't give him a lot of chance to make it. And once he did, we were going to make sure he had all the opportunities possible. So we took him to a little tiny, pony Shetland baseball field, I think maybe the week after he got out, and I was throwing some balls to him, and he just ripping the ball. So he's like, oh, okay, so he's got good eye to hand. Let's pursue this. And he loved it, so, let him do it, and he did it himself.
That's awesome to hear about kind of the route there and defying odds a little bit. Well, Tyler clearly is taking full advantage of, all of the time he's got. Colson Lawrence pulls this one foul. So how many games have you made it out to? Because I know you went to a couple on the road, right?
Yeah, we went out to Great Falls, and we saw, I don't know, five games there, I think it was, or four games there. And then these are the first three we've seen here. But boy, oh boy, I tell you what, I might just stay another week. This is.
Hey, there's 6 more games after. So.
I know. I want to see the Yuba. I see them out here playing Yuba, and it's it's only a 10-hour drive. I get out here from LA, but the people here are so nice. We're just having the best time. We had some barbecue today, and we went to the farmers market.
Oh, nice.
Gosh, it was just amazing. Some delicious things.
That's a nice part about baseball is, especially with the games taking place at night, it leaves you a lot of the day to go explore and see where you are.
Yeah.
Lawrence waves and misses on the next one for strike 2.
Yeah, we wanted to get your advice. Have you ever do any tubing around here on the river? It sounds like that's a fun thing.
Yeah, so I live in Park City, so I'm driving past that Provo River basically every week as I come to work, and it's fun. My mom, I don't know if she's listening right now, but she's a pretty safety conscious and doesn't love water.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't done a lot of tubing or anything like that.
No whitewater rafting on her agenda. That's
no,
not
I've done
happen.
it with my dad actually, but she likes to stay on land for the most part.
Okay.
Which I would say is fair. There's a lot that can go wrong in the water.
And that's true. That's true. And she's a mom. You got to look out. You got to be a little bit of a worrywart when you got kids.
Exactly. Oh, my family's the same as your guys' older brother, and then I'm the younger sister.
Oh, cool. All right.
A good one. 1-2 after the mound meeting gets away from Lee,
Oop,
but the
get back.
runners stay where they are.
Chase. I love watching Chase play. He's amazing. He plays with his hair on fire. I just love him.
So what has that been like, too, of obviously Tyler playing in a couple different colleges and now pro ball as well? You get exposed to a bunch of other players along with your son. What's it like to get to know them?
Oh, it's fantastic. Baseball is such a humbling game that it's very rare. Unless, there's some bonus babies you'll meet who will have a bit of an attitude. But, oh, yeah.
Hit hard, left
right
field, into the glove of Casey Vaughn. And
That's
Carmine Lane turns on the Jets to get back to second.
Wow. I find that baseball players and golfers, because those games are so humbling, they're generally good people. And hockey players, too. I like hockey players. There'll be a lot of
That's going to be a popular comment
Canadian
in the booth.
farm boys. They're really great. No, some of Tyler's best friends, PCA, he and PCA played together for probably 7 years on the same travel team, and then in high school at Harvard Westlake. And a lot of his friends and a lot of the guys he's played with, he was on with the same team with Paul Skeens, and he actually was pitching, and he pitched a combined no-hitter in the Pan American Games in Mazatlan.
Should have known that Tyler also can pitch.
Yep. Oh, don't tell Coach that. Don't tell Campy.
With the rate that the team sometimes needs pitchers, we might get Ganis on the mound. Next one misses outside to Stone. Well, actually, I don't know. I think I've mentioned this on air, but actually both my cousins attended Harvard Westlake.
Oh, wow.
And
That's great.
I think my boy cousin was maybe the same grade or a year below Tyler. So he had heard of the name and everything, which was kind of fun to have that little crossover. But just in sports, there's always so many little crossovers and surprise intertwinements of different lives and everything like that.
And it goes lifelong, too. It's amazing. I mean, some of the kids he's played with in Little League that, have moved on to other countries, and they're still really friends, and they stay in touch. It's great.
What would be the piece of advice that you would give parents to kids who are looking into sports but also are trying to maintain a whole person, as Tyler has?
It's about time management. If you teach your kids time management more than anything else, and that it's about the process, not the results. I know it's hard to do that, but it really is. You teach them to love the process, make practice fun. Coach them. Volunteer to be a coach on the team, or whatever you need to do. Yeah, let's go.
Ripped by Tyler Stone down the
you're
right
up.
field line. And that was appropriate excitement as the Raptors have taken the lead. Lane crosses home, and so does Chase Valentine. 2 RBI double for Tyler Stone. The Raptors lead it 3-1. And that was the proper excitement.
Do you see the strides, Chase? Man, he hit another gear. He scored from first. He was like in third gear. He went past second base, and my God.
Valentine.
Wow.
Known for his speed. Being a shortstop, you have to have it, and has also stolen 38 bases this year, which ties the most of the Pioneer League. So now a 2-run lead for the Utah Fry-Sox, 3-1. And Paul Ganis might have to stay in the booth the rest of the game as, superstitions with baseball.
Oh, yeah.
First pitch to Ferraro works inside on him. It's also funny with baseball just how different it can be on a game-to-game basis. Last time that this pitcher for the Chukars, Josh Learson, came, he pitched a complete game shutout. And tonight, obviously, a little bit tougher work for him here in the 5th inning.
He's got some gas in the tank. I mean, he's right around 92, 93.
Yeah, that one, like you said, 92 miles an hour. We've got nice TrackMan up here.
Yeah, cool.
It's been getting used to it for me, as TrackMan has always been something I used for golf. And
Oh,
then
sure,
now
sure.
it's also obviously used for baseball.
How's the game? Did you get out and hit him this week?
I
Oh,
have
you've been
not.
here, so, yeah.
1-1, jammed is Ferraro, and they'll probably retire the side, and they will, with throw over to first. But yeah, the game has definitely taken a back seat, as I really love this job and love being here. But it's still something I get to go out and mess around and do.
I would love to go hit him with you. That's my
We'll
favorite.
make it happen.
All right, let's
Paul
do it.
Gannis, the father of Tyler Gannis, thanks so much for hopping on. Thanks for the time.
What a pleasure. Thank you, Arden. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're really good at it, and you make it really fun for us.
Thank you. Top of the 6th inning incoming after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
If you're a business owner with 1 or more employees, you'll need a workers' compensation policy. A workers' compensation policy is required in almost every state. No matter what type of work, if your employee gets hurt on the job, a workers' compensation policy addresses medical care and lost income for injured employees, fatality benefits for families and workers killed on the job, and your potential liability for covered claims. Workers' compensation coverage is divided into 2 categories: workers' compensation insurance, which helps care for the injured employee, and employer's liability insurance, which protects you. At WCF, we provide safety training, medical care, return to work coordination, and more. When your employee gets hurt on the job, we'll take care of you both.
Wait, use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, gang, you're watching Ogden Raptors professional baseball right here on the Raptors Baseball Network. Ciao, baby.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the 6th inning, and it's 3-1 in favor of the Utah Fry Sauce as they put up a 2 spot in the bottom of the 5th inning thanks to a Tyler Stone double. Showing bunt and pulling back on ball 1 is the first batter up, Sam Canton. Canton 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout and a ground out. Next pitch, he shows bunt and pulls back once again. And it's a ball once again. You know, me and Paul Gannis met for the first time this week, but we've been chatting a lot as he's a very active user of our text line. And if you want to use it as well, it's 385-240-1121. That's 385-240-1121. Next pitch, ripped right towards Raptors Ridge. Does it have the height? And it does! Home run for Sam Canton to get his team within 1. So now, both of the runs for the Idaho Falls Chukars have come off of solo home runs. Sam Canton owns one of them just now. Tyler Wyatt, the man stepping into the box, is the owner of the other. And that's going to bring Evan Parker, Hank Dodson, and Jason Schaaf onto the mound chat. It's kind of a toss-up right now of who you're going to see come out to have the mound visit. You've seen Chris Griffin, the pitching coach, and then you'll also get Evan Parker, who used to be the manager, is now the bench coach. And I think I've seen Campy a couple times this season since he became the manager. So that's a leadoff homer to start the top of the 6th inning. Before we know it, I'm going to be calling Paul Gannis to come back into the booth and bring whatever juju he had. So the mound meeting breaks up. Good to see Evan Parker still here at Lindquist as he took a job over at Judge Memorial and stepped down as the manager, but still is a member of the team. So Jason Schaaf, after giving up the homer, will have to go against Tyler Wyatt, who owns the other homer of the night. See what Schaff is made of. That one misses up and inside. Makes Tyler Wyatt back up for ball 1. If that pitch achieves one thing, it makes sure that the batter is not digging in too hard in the batter's box. So the 1-0 pitch incoming. This one lifted high in the air, does not have home run distance as Colson Lawrence jogs in and settles under it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Applause, choruses throughout Lindquist Field. More and more people continuing to file in, and I really think that this is the jersey that has probably sold the most this year. A lot of people out in the stands wearing the Fry Sauce jerseys with Get Saucy on the back. Next man up, the left-hander, Justin Trimble. 1 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the 4th inning. He was left there. First pitch to him, missed outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Misses just a bit. So Justin Trimble, the lefty, playing third base today. He has a squattier stance with his chest angled down towards the ground more than most people. He pulls this one towards his own dugout. A couple relief pitchers jump out of the way, and it makes it a 2-1 count. One out for Trimble and his Idaho Falls Chukars. They trail by 1. They've lost 2 games in a row, both in the doubleheader yesterday. He pokes this next pitch foul out of play as well to make it a 2-2 count. Coming into yesterday, the Idaho Falls Chukars were coming off of a series where they had won 4 of their last 5, and then they won the next 2 against Ogden, so they had won 6 of their last 7. The 2-2 is hit off of the base of Trimble's bat and just barely sneaks foul, as Carmine Lane was betting on that one to continue to roll foul up the third base line, but it stayed fair for probably longer than the third baseman was comfortable with. But in the matter of just 2 games on Friday, it went from a 2-0 series in favor of the Idaho Falls Chukars and the Raptors sitting on a 7-game losing streak to the Raptors tying up the series 2-2 and the Chukars sitting on a 2-game losing streak. Trimble caught that one off the edge of his barrel of his bat, kind of on the bottom of it, and so he'll get some new lumber. Doesn't like the first option that he's given, and he's now directing traffic to get the exact bat that he wants. The one he decides on is a black bat with white tape where his hands will go. So he'll step back into the batter's box, adjusting his right sleeve on his jersey, and now getting ready for the 2-2 for the second time as he fouled the last one back. Here it comes. He hits this one right back up the middle. Chase Valentine, the shortstop, fields it and gives it to Tyler Stone for the second out of the inning. So we haven't seen any more crazy hops since those first 2. One that bounced over the head of Justin Trimble for the Idaho Falls Chukars, and then the other that bounced over the head of Tyler Stone. But I will say you're seeing a lot of the infielders playing the balls a little bit deeper than they might possibly usually do, just to make sure that the ball flight evens out and they're not going to be surprised by any bounces. 2 outs. Check swing on the first pitch by Wes Mitchell, but it doesn't matter as it's a called strike. Wesley Mitchell is having a rough night thus far. 2 Ks, 2 strikeouts swinging. Next pitch misses a little bit outside, so it's now 1-1. The Chukars have been unable to score more than 1 run in an inning thus far. They've scored 1 in the 4th and 1 in the top of this inning, both of them on solo homers. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Mitchell. He pulls this one into left field. If it's foul, it's going to bounce around for, or if it's fair, it would bounce around for a while and add him some extra bases, but that one just barely tailed foul. The corners here at Lindquist Field are notoriously difficult for fielders. They're not that sharp of an angle, and so the ball can kind of bounce any which way and can be hard to pick up and track. 1-2 count to Mitchell. Yellow batting gloves. He swings and misses on the next pitch, and that's his third strikeout of the night. 0 for 3. A night that Wesley Mitchell is going to want to forget. The Idaho Falls Chukars score 1 run off of a leadoff Sam Canton home run, but besides that, Schaff minimizes the damage, and his team, the Fry Sauce, still lead by 1. 3-2 heading into the bottom of the 6th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Wait, use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This is Emmy with the Ogden Raptors, and now back for more baseball.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Garrett Bivacqua fouls off the first pitch he sees and then lays off on a ball that was too high for pitch number 2. So it's now a 1-1 count. Josh Learson is continuing to work out on the mound. Obviously has shown here at Lindquist that he knows how to go the distance, as his 1-1 is hit up and foul over the netting that protects the fans up the left field line. Learson's last outing in Utah was a complete game shutout, which was the first of its kind in the 6 seasons that the Chukars had been part of independent baseball. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Bivacqua, and he lifts this one up and out of play as well. So it's a 1-2 count for Bivacqua. He's reached base both times he came up to bat. He walked in the 2nd inning, doubled in the 4th. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he continues to battle and protect this strike zone as he has hit 3 in a row foul. Ed Campanello, the third base coach and the manager of the Utah Fry Sauce, claps towards Bivacqua, urging him on. Bivacqua toes the chalk line of the inside part of the left-hander batter's box, and this one he does hit in play. Roped, that goes down as a base hit into right field. Leadoff single for Garrett Bivacqua, and he is 2 for 2 on the night and has reached base 3 times. Cole Jordan steps into the box, flattens the dirt out with his right and left feet before looking towards Ed Campanello to get the signs. And Ryan Lee and Bob Malachy are going to come out to the mound to have a conversation. No one's warming up in the dugout, which Josh Learson did check immediately when the mound meeting was called. So he's going to stay in for a little bit longer. But Malachy wants to have some words with his pitcher. Wanted to be clear to anyone listening that Bob Malachy was not on the broadcast today. We didn't interview him, not because of superstitions or anything like that. It just was a little bit difficult, as he is the pitch caller for his team, to be doing the interview and calling the pitches. So It was not because the fact that the Raptors had hit 3 home runs while we were interviewing him. Which, if that was his reasoning, honestly, I would be okay with that as well. I think that's fair reasoning. So after the mound meeting, Milwaukee will trudge his way back to the dugout. And we are joined right now by Jason Schaaf, the pitcher for the Utah Fry Sauce. Sorry for the delay, Jason. We weren't sure if we had you there, but so far, good outing for you. What has been the game plan for you on the mound?
I think just attacking their hitters early. I know that last time we saw them here, I was able to go 8 innings, and I know that they got us to see me a lot. So the best thing for me to do is just get ahead with their hitters and try and make them make a mistake.
Now that you've been in the Pioneer League for a little bit longer and are seeing teams for a second or third time, how has that changed your process?
Process never changes. The best thing that you can do, no matter what, is just stick with the routine that works for you. But I think the way that we attack hitters, sometimes we'll start with pitching behind them, breaking balls, and then something hard late. And then you can just flip stuff. But I think the best part about my arsenal is that I throw every pitch and every count. So it gives us a lot of adjustability.
Jason Schaaf, the pitcher in this current game right now for the Utah Fry Sauce. Thanks so much for joining us, especially in a game you're playing in.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
I can't say that we often get the active pitcher in the game, unless that was the end of his night, but I'd be surprised if it is maybe. Dodson lays down bunt foul up the first base line. So Bavacqua got on base because of that hard hit ball into right field, and then Cole Jordan followed suit and also singled into right field. So Jordan gets a little bit of a monkey off his back and picks up his first hit in a game or so. Right-hander Dylan Gardner is warming up in the bullpen for the Utah Fry Sauce, so that could indicate the end of Schaaf's night. Could be Gardner coming in. The 0-1 is popped up, foul by Hank Dodson, and he had a lot of air under that bunt. It spelled danger for a second, but luckily he pulled it foul enough. So it's 2 strikes on Dodson now, as he will not be bunting again. But Dodson has been a good bat in the last, say 48 hours or so. So we'll see with runners on first and second and no outs if he can keep that going. Looking for RBIs 8 and 9 in his last 24 hours. Check swing. He did not go around. The ball gets away from Ryan Lee, and Garrett Bavacqua takes third. Bavacqua, not a super active stealer, as that was just his third of the year. But he got a great jump and had no hesitation the second the ball got away from Ryan Lee. So after the pitch missed down in the dirt, it's a 1-2 count to Hank Dodson, who now has runners on first and third, runners on the corners. 1-2 count. Dodson's jerky motion of his bat over his right shoulder, as he always does. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and he lays off one that missed just a bit too high. Keeling over slightly behind home plate was Ryan Lee, their catcher, as he really thought that might have caught some of his own. But Steele Rogers disagreed, so it's now a 2-2 count to Dodson. Runner in scoring position is Bavacqua with a very small lead, only about 5-6 feet off of third. The 2-2 pitch is high and foul above our heads, out of play. Garrett Bavacqua with an interesting lead off of first or third right now, as instead of doing the classic sidestep motion that Cole Jordan has adopted off of first right now, Bavacqua is standing with both of his toes, all 10 of them, facing towards home plate. So his chest is exactly square. Pickoff throw to Cole Jordan over at first has him sliding back. Jordan creating a little bit more laundry as his white pants are now covered in dirt. He readopts his stance off of first base. Bavacqua continues his stance off third. Dodson still stands ready for the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes, and he swings and misses for a strikeout. Frustration for the catcher as he's talking to himself, walking back to the dugout, but it is just the first out of the inning. And rolling over to the top of the batting order are the Utah Fry Sauce, with Wilkinson and Carmine Lane due up. 3 hits between the two of those players. Wilkinson, 2 of them. Lane, 1 of them. Schaff and the Utah Fry Sauce defense have done a good job avoiding the big inning so far tonight. They've given up 2 solo home runs, and that is it. Wilkinson shows bunt and pulls back. First pitch misses just a bit outside for ball 1. The team that has put up the big inning has won every game. That inning has usually been for about 5 runs in the 4 games in this series thus far. The largest inning of either team right now has only been 2, as the next pitch misses inside to Wilkinson to make it a 2-0 count. The Fry Sauce scored 1 to get on the board first and take the lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Chukars tied it up at 1 in the top of the 4th, but then Fry Sauce answered quickly thereafter with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Idaho, 1 run in the top of the 6th, gets us to our 3-2 line that we have right now. And it's a 3-0 count to Dylan Wilkinson, but Ryan Lee doesn't agree on the last pitch that was called a ball, so he'll use a Red Pocket Mobile Strike Zone challenge. And it is overturned to a strike. So instead of 3-0, it is going to be 2-1 to Dylan Wilkinson. Long week of baseball. Long week for everyone working here. A lot of the employees have been powered by Pepsi all week long that is offered at Lindquist. I actually have seen a couple of the players grabbing it pregame as well. 2-1 pitch to Wilkinson inside. Good block as Ryan Lee had to surf over onto his knees to make sure the ball stayed in front of him and stave a run. So it's a 3-1 count now to Dylan Wilkinson. Wilkinson, the lefty, most of his weight on his back foot, just the toes of his front right foot in the dirt of the batter's box, and that pitch misses too high, and it is a walk to load the bases for the Utah Fry Sauce. Bob Malacky in the dugout for the Idaho Falls Chukars just whipped out a radio, or like a walkie-talkie of sorts. I don't know who that radio on the other side of it, who is on the other side of it. I would assume someone in the dugout or in the bullpen. The right-hander warming up is number 31, Mason Bryant, who has relieved once in this series thus far. Carmine Lane, first pitch, misses too low. Lee continuing to be a brick wall behind home plate. He drops to his knees, uses his chest plate, and keeps the ball in front of him once again. Ball 1 on that one. Malacky is pressed up against the fence of his dugout. His white beard moving up and down as he chews gum, watching the 1-0 pitch come in for ball number 2 from his starter, Josh Learson. 2-0 count to Carmine Lane. Lane tonight 1 for 3. He grounded into a double play, which the Fry Sauce are badly trying to avoid with the bases loaded. Lane hits this one high in the air, going back to the wall is Sam Canton. He's got a beat on it. His back at the wall, and it bounces off the wall of right field. That's enough to score 1 run. Garrett Bivacqua. Cole Jordan follows suit. The play at the plate is not going to happen. Jordan retreating to third, and now it's going to be Wilkinson caught in a bit of a rundown. He's going to retreat to second, and he's able to get there as Ryan Lee kind of puts his hands out to his side, saying, I didn't know where to throw it. Fair issue if you're Ryan Lee, as the second you throw it somewhere, especially if you're throwing behind Wilkinson going to second, that allows Cole Jordan to likely take home and score. So the deepest single that you're ever going to see in Lindquist Field belongs to Carmine Lane, as that one had 366 feet of carry, bounced off and careened off of the right field wall, and it was enough for Chase Valentine to score. Or excuse me, enough for Garrett Bivacqua to score. Chase Valentine is in the on-deck circle. So Carmine Lane is the owner of an RBI single that gives the Fry Sauce a 4-2 lead, and the new pitcher coming in is going to be Mason Bryant, the right-handed flamethrower for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Bryant has come in for relief once so far in this series, back in game 1. That was that 21-13 8-run victory for the Idaho Falls Chukars. He went an inning, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, struck out 2 in 7 batters that he faced. and he is a part of the first Coors Light call to the bullpen that we have seen tonight. Mason, in a stat that absolutely no one cares about, is one of 3 Masons on the team for the Idaho Falls Chukars. You have Mason Bryant, who is himself. Then you have Mason Collins, who is another relief pitcher, and Mason Pennington. All 3 of them have pitched in this series. Bryant is in his 10th appearance in relief. This is going to be over his 9th inning of work. So 10.8 ERA, 8 and a third innings pitched so far. He's given up 10 hits, 10 runs, all of them earned. 11 strikeouts to go along with 4 walks. That's the ratio that Bob Malachy and the rest of his team love to see. So with the bases loaded and still just 1 out, Chase Valentine is going to come up to bat. Garrett Bivacqua, the man who has already scored in this inning. Valentine, first pitch he sees, works inside on his kneecaps for ball 1. Cole Jordan is the man on third. Wilkinson is the man on second after making his way back there safely on the rundown. And Carmine Lane, who just hit that single, is on first. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Valentine tried to turn on a ball that was slightly in on his hands and get ahead of it, but just wasn't able to make contact for strike 1. Valentine tonight, 1 for 2. Single back in the first inning. Strikeout in the third and a walk in the 5th. The 1-1 is grounded over the head of third base coach Ed Campanello. Foul. Double play would get the Idaho Falls Chukars out of the inning. 1 out, bases loaded right now. Pennington, his left foot closed in front of his right foot on the rubber. Glove at his belt. Steps now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed by Chase Valentine, and he's going to head back to the dugout after his 2nd strikeout of the night. A collective groan chorused across Lindquist Field after that strikeout. It does look like Dylan Gardner, just looking ahead, is going to be the pitcher to come in for the Utah Fry Sauce, as Schaff would likely be throwing with how long of an inning this one has been. And he's not. Colson Lawrence, bases loaded, 2 outs. A chance to blow the game open. He swings and misses on the first pitch from Pennington. Or excuse me, from Bryant. Got the Masons mixed up. Bryant throws some of the most heat of anyone on the Chukars team. That fastball was at 96 miles an hour. An increase in the fastball of about 3 miles an hour compared to Learson. Here comes the 0-1. Down to the final seconds of the pitch clock. Lawrence waits on it. It's popped up behind home plate. Ryan Lee trying to get a beat on it. But it lands on top of us in the booth. And that one scared me. I just jumped so hard in the booth. In all of my broadcasting classes, they didn't tell me I had to be ready for sudden loud noises out of nowhere. Sometimes you just get Josh Ijeka's voice getting picked up on the crowd mic. But besides that, we're usually okay. So after that foul ball, 0-2 count to Colson Lawrence. Bryant looking to come in and get out of a jam in relief. A jam that he entered into, not by his own creation. 0-2 on the ground, and it gets past Justin Trimble. That's going to careen all the way into left field. Coming around to score is Dylan Wilkinson, following Cole Jordan, who has already crossed home plate. And it's a 2 RBI double to give the Fry Sauce a 6-2 lead. Justin Trimble is having a series in the field that I think he would like to forget. There has been a lot of tough plays over to him. A couple have bounced over his head. A couple have been mishandled. See what the scorekeeper says on that. But regardless of what it says, it's just going to determine whether the runs are earned or unearned. The reality is that Cole Jordan and Wilkinson both touched home plate. And another one will, as Tyler Stone hits this one into right field. Scoring is Carmine Lane, and following suit is Colson Lawrence. And 4 runs have scored in the last 2 batters for the Utah Fry Sauce. said it in pregame, and you were just waiting for it all game long. A battle of the top two offenses in the Pioneer League, and the games in this series thus far have been determined by who owns the big inning. Fry Sauce do right now. 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th, 8-2 lead. Gio Ferraro steps up to bat now. He swings and misses on the first pitch. Ferraro has been held hitless tonight. He's 0 for 2. Tyler Stone is the man on first. Short lead for the not the most fleet of foot first baseman. Ferraro standing at the ready. The 0-1 swings and misses on that one as well to make it an 0-2 count. Garrett Bivacqua is the man in the on-deck circle. He led off this inning, so the Fry Sauce 1 batter away from batting around. 0-2. Bryant looking to end the inning that he came in to relieve in. Here comes the pitch from the right-handed flamethrower and hit right back up the gullet by Ferraro. Rushing in on it as a center fielder, but it's going to drop in front of Tyler Wyatt. Throwing to third, Tyler Stone is there in time. And the electric inning continues for the Utah Fry Sauce. Stoney kind of chuckling alongside Ed Campanello, as that was a closer play than I think they were hoping for at third. But nonetheless, he is safe, and after that single, the Fry Sauce have batted around. So for Garrett Bivacqua, there's going to be runners on the corners with 2 outs. His Fry Sauce have scored 5 in this inning already. They lead it by 6, 8-2. Tyler Stone is the man on third. Gio Ferraro is on first. First pitch to Bivacqua. The runner goes to second. Throw down by Ryan Lee is a good one. And they are going to catch Gio Ferraro stealing to end the inning, but not before the Utah Fry Sauce do some damage. A 5 spot in the bottom of the 6th, and they take an 8-2 lead with 3 innings to go. We'll be back for the top of the 7th after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that had come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us, and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke with you here. We've got 3 more innings to go, top of the 7th inning. The new pitcher in is Dylan Gardner for the Utah Fry Sauce. Gardner has already appeared a couple times in this series. His first pitch to the left-hander Parker Lester misses upstairs for ball 1. Still a little bit of daylight here as it is 8:33. We've just crossed over 2 hours of game time, but the lights are definitely helping out the outfielders. Next pitch swung on and missed on a ball that was low in the zone, but Parker Lester chased for strike 1. Gardner has pitched twice in this series, pitched in all the odd games. Game 1, Game 3, and now Game 5, and he nails Parker Lester in the back of the head. Parker Lester immediately goes down. The trainer rushes out to check on him. and not a great scene. You could hear the crack of the helmet. And they're going to check on Lester, as they should. Evan Parker and Ed Campanello are also going to check. Never want to speculate in these situations, so we'll leave it to the pros. Silence falling across Lindquist Field. Lester's head is up off the ground now. So Lester's rolling over, which is a good sign. Just let the professionals take it from here in a moment you never want to see in any type of game. Players' health always comes first. Gardner is visibly shaken up out on the mound. Evan Parker is going to go talk to his pitcher while this is all going on. Good showing from Tyler Stone over at first, down on a knee. Carmine Lane at third is squatted down. So everyone silent and hoping for the best for Parker Lester. Bob Malachy motioning to his dugout to make sure that he'll get a pinch runner of some sort, but that's far less important than making sure Lester's okay. Dylan Gardner getting settled a little bit from his pitching coach, and Lester has sat up to a chorus of applause here at Lindquist Field. He takes off his arm guards, and he is fully vertical, is conversing with both Bob Malachy and their team's athletic trainer. So he'll take his batting gloves off and everything like that. It's a great sign. Ed Campanello, the manager for the Utah Fry Sauce, is also looking on closely. So I'll have a few more words with Lester, but he is upright, which is a great sign. And he's getting helped up now. So Parker Lester is up and walking. Raptor fans showing appreciation that he is vertical and seems to be all right. Keep a couple conversations going with the trainer and the rest of the staff out there with him. Could be a conversation maybe of whether they want to keep going. And now it's going to be the athletic trainers of both teams conversing. But Parker Lester is going to get a pinch runner for him. It likely is going to be a selection of a runner who they also want to play first as the conversation continues. And Lester's going to be brought some water right now as well. So as it stands, it's 8-2, Fry Sauce lead, but what's much more important is making sure everyone's okay. The Raptors seem to have pulled someone out of the stands. Definitely with a local team, you know everyone's capabilities and know what they're able to do, so it must be someone informed on the topic. We're going to go to a quick break while they get all of this sorted out, and then when we return, we'll have baseball for you on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
The hardest workers in America have trusted propane to power their farms and make their homes more comfortable for over a century. Since then, many others have discovered propane's reputation as a productive, clean source of energy. For commercial mowers, fleet vehicles, and forklifts. People from coast to coast are running their homes and businesses with propane, delivered by their local providers. In the process, they're lowering emissions and making our country a greener place to live. As we speak, more clean-burning propane innovations are on the horizon, each harnessing the power of a fuel that's so plentiful, America has more than enough to go around. Propane is our past, our present, and our future, for good reason.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Ryan Lee is the man in the box. Parker Lester was taken off the field, walking, and is in the dugout now, getting checked out by all of the professionals. Pinch runner for him is on first base. So back to the baseball. Always keeping Lester in our thoughts, making sure that he's okay. It's an 0-1 count from Gardner coming into Ryan Lee, who Gardner needs to shake that off. Check swing, catches the edge of Lee's bat for strike number 2. Emilio Barrera is going to be the pinch runner for Parker Lester. Barrera has played in a lot of games in this series, has been a second baseman every time he's played, but I would assume he's the one coming in to play first as well. 0-2 pitching coming from Gardner to Lee. That one missed just a hair outside. Looked like they hit their location, though, as you can always kind of tell by Hank Dodson's reaction if it's a positive one, even if it's a called ball. Of there can still be productive balls that either change an eye line or change speed. You're always setting up the next pitch, and here comes the next pitch. The 1-2 misses too high. Short stride from Dylan Gardner, which he'll offer time to time. It's a quick step pitch that just changes the tempo a little bit and gets the ball heading into the batter a little sooner than they're expecting. So once again, it's a 2-2 count. Barrera is leading off of first, squatted down, his right arm hanging. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Dylan Gardner picks up the first out of the inning. And now it's Casey Vaughn stepping up to bat. Fry Sauce lead this one 8-2. They've scored 7 runs in their last 2 innings. It had been a low-scoring game up until the Fry Sauce put up 5 in the bottom of the 6th. One of the best offenses in the league, in the Idaho Falls Chukars are going to have to try to bounce back. First pitch to Wesley Mitchell, misses up too high. Excuse me, that's Casey Vaughn. 1-0 count to the left fielder tonight. Vaughn is 0 for 1. He has flown out to his left field counterpart and then also walked, but was stranded on base. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Gardner. Lifted high and tailing foul up the left field line. So Casey Vaughn will step out of the box and reset. Vaughn opting for the shorter gray pants that sit just below the knee and expose the long black socks that disappear out by his feet into the bright orange shoes. Left arm is chicken winged out for Vaughn's batting stance. The left-hander, bat at the ready. Here comes the 1-1 from Gardner. Swung on, ground ball, and that gets past Stone and Jordan, the gap between first and second. And it's a single for Casey Vaughn, his first hit of the night. So with 1 out, the Idaho Falls Chukars roll over to the top of their order in Ty Dooley and Garrett Ostrander. Dooley tonight is 1 for 3 with a triple. Ostrander 1 for 3 with a double. Ostrander opting to stand pretty far away from the Pepsi on deck circle. So far that he got asked to move earlier in the game. Runners are on first and second for the lefty Dooley. First pitch from Gardner misses too low for ball 1. The Idaho Falls Chukars are not a super active team on the base paths. As a team, they have only stolen 60 bases. Raptors have stolen over 130. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one misses outside, and it's 2-0. No one is really warming up for the bullpen of the Utah Fry Sauce. There are some people stretching out. 2-0, Ty Dooley, the left-hander. Baby blue batting gloves that stay just sitting on the bat and don't swing as the next pitch misses outside. Ball 3, three straight balls from the hand of Gardner. Get a ball, an errant ball out of the bullpen of Idaho Falls that needs to be taken off the field. And now that that's taken care of, it's time for the 3-0. Gardner goes into his motion, rocking from left foot to right. Left foot just oscillating barely off the ground. Here comes his 3-0, and that's a called strike in the bottom of the strike zone to keep the at-bat going. Gardner hangs his right arm, which holds the baseball, before bringing his glove and the right throwing hand together. Here's the 3-1, and it's poked foul. We are full. Gardner doing a good job of working his way back into this at-bat. Ty Dooley has yet to strike out today. Has struck out 56 times on the season. He's ready for the payoff pitch. Right foot slightly farther away from home plate than his left. That pitch down in the dirt. Ball 4, that's a walk. Bases are now loaded, entering into one of the more dangerous parts of the batting order for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Ostrander batting .300 on this series. But then after him, Canton, Wyatt, and Trimble, who bat .563, .526, and .500 on the series. One out, not guaranteed to get all of them to come across home plate, but the deeper you get into that order, the more dangerous the bats become. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch from Gardner. This one, poked foul, out of play, strike 1. Emilio Barrera is the man on third. He represents Parker Lester. Casey Vaughn is on second. Ty Dooley is on first. Garrett Ostrander, 1 for 3, is the man in the box. Right-hander with a very open stance. Here's the 0-1, outside. Gardner just pulled a string on that one a little bit too much to make it a 1-1 count. Dylan Gardner has been used the second most of any pitcher. This is his 30th appearance, which indicates there's a certain level of belief in him. He extends his arms straight and then pulls it in towards his belt. Kicks and deals the 1-1. That one misses outside as well. Gardner licks his fingertips, looks into the dugout to get his sign, and just shakes out his shoulders a little bit as he gets ready to toe the rubber once again. Ira Austin, the side-armed righty, is beginning to warm up for the fry sauce. Gardner and his team winning by 6 right now, but plenty of time left for the Chukars to get back into this one, and the 2-1 misses too low. Gardner in jeopardy of walking a run home. The Chukars have shown they're capable of big innings, scoring 5 or more 5 times during this series already. 3-1 incoming from Gardner. Deep breath. Here it comes. And that's inside, and he's walked a batter home. Gardner tilts his head to the side as Hank Dodson comes to his left side to chat with him as they mosey back to the mound. Carmine Lane, one of those co-captains, the third baseman's going to come in to join them. So they'll convene just beyond the rubber for a conversation as there is still the exact same situation. Base is loaded, and Sam Canton is up. Sam Canton, literally the only person, if you're the Ogden Raptors, who you don't want at the plate right now. If you're Idaho Falls, you couldn't pick a better man. Idaho Falls is the owner of Sam Canton, who broke the single-season franchise record of RBIs. That record was 116. Canton is the owner of 123. And that is through 76 games. It took Matt Feinstein all 92 games of the season that he did it. With bases loaded, Canton could not be in a better position to add to that 123 team-leading and Pioneer League-leading total. Stepping off of the rubber to confused looks all around the field as someone called time, one of the umpires. Players weren't sure why. So Sam Canton still awaits the first pitch of the at-bat that he'll see. Here it comes, and that one's inside, ball 1. Tension increasing here at Lindquist Field, but the fans doing their best to vocally urge Gardner on his 1-0, misses too low, and it's 2-0. 6 of Gardner's last 7 pitches have been balls, and that's going to prompt Evan Parker to come out to the mound and have a conversation. Ira Austin only started warming up a minute or two ago of actually throwing balls. So it's likely going to take him a second longer to get going. I'm assuming this doesn't count as the second mound meeting of the inning, as Evan Parker did go to talk to Dylan Gardner during the beginning of this inning after Parker Lester got hit, but I'm guessing they didn't count that one. Steele Rogers comes to listen in on the conversation and break it up pretty soon. Evan Parker, the former pitcher himself, giving words of wisdom to Gardner. Gardner has been with the Fry Sauce all season long. So he was one that played under manager Evan Parker, now plays under manager Ed Campanello. Big moment, 2-0. 6 of his last 7 pitches have been balls. Needs to find the strike zone, as the run that walked in made it an 8-3 game. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Canton. That misses as well. That's now 7 of his last 8 pitches. 3-0 count. Gardner in danger of walking back-to-back runners home. His 3-0 pitch does catch the bottom of the strike zone. Still work left, though. Hard part about these 3-0 and 3-1 counts with nowhere to put him is the batter knows you have to challenge the strike zone, but Sam Canton, a batter who can do a lot of damage with one swing of the bat. 3-1, pulled into right field. That's going to go down as a base hit. 1 run comes around to score in the form of Casey Vaughn. Following after him is Ty Dooley, and they've got him in a rundown. They have got Sam Canton in a rundown. He dives back into first base. Tyler Stone tags him for an out, but 2 runners will still score. For the Fry Sauce, something positive coming out of the play, as the relay home from Garrett Bivacqua was cut off by Cole Jordan and caught Sam Canton getting a little bit greedy on the base paths. But it was still Casey Vaughn and Ty Dooley who came around to score. Garrett Ostrander is the man who was able to make it over to third during all of the hubbub. The Fry Sauce lead is now down to 3. But the good news for the Fry Sauce is there are 2 outs in this inning. First pitch misses too high to Tyler Wyatt. Wyatt, another lethal man on this team. 33-game hit streak that increased to 34 as he hit a home run in today's game already. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. He swings and misses, and it's a 1-1 count. One, 2 outs. Fry Sauce still hold on to a 3-run lead. That next pitch misses too high. Hank Dodson eyes down Garrett Ostrander, who continues to tiptoe down the third base line before he gives it back to his pitcher, Dylan Gardner. 2-1 count for Gardner. He's walked 2 batters. And this one, a blooper hit to right field. Coming in on it is Garrett Bivacqua, and he snags it for the final out of the inning. The inning definitely could have been worse, but the Idaho Falls Chukars put up 3, and they get within 3. 8-5 still in favor of the Fry Sauce as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Bowman Kemp Manufacturing has been in business for over 50 years. From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems. The rebar and structural departments supply the United States, while the basement window systems division supplies the United States and Canada from coast to coast.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network, and we're joined now by our on-field reporter, Eric Kelleher. Eric, what do you have to tell us today?
Arden, you've been explaining a lot in the bottom of the sixth, but what I'm seeing is the Fry Sauce bullpen. They need to come in and be hot and knock out some Chukars batters. And CJ Collier on the bump now, trying to keep his team in the running, but that big inning is what's going to get one of these teams to the finish line.
Absolutely echoing what I've been saying all night long. On-field reporter Eric Kelleher, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, Arden.
A couple defensive adjustments as Emilio Barrera comes in and is playing third. Justin Trimble moves over to first. And CJ Collier, who now prompts a line drive off the bat of Garrett Bivak. Well, Garrett Ostrander, the second baseman who that line drive went to, has stayed where he was. So to finish that thought, Emilio Barrera is at third. Justin Trimble over to first after Parker Lester left the game. And then the new pitcher coming in is CJ Collier, as Eric alluded to. So he records one out on 3 pitches to Garrett Bivakwa. Better start to the inning than the top of the sixth, or bottom of the sixth, excuse me. First pitch to Cole Jordan, misses down too low. Collier came in game 2 of this series in relief. Went an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, no runs, struck out 1 of the 7 batters that he faced. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Jordan. That misses inside as well. Collier pitching to Jordan, a battle of UVU Wolverines. They did not overlap in their time at UVU, but both of them played for Utah Valley. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Collier. Swung on and missed on a pitch that was inside, but Cole Jordan didn't hold back on. So it's now 2-1. Collier, when no runners are on base, does a full motion with his glove and hand going above his head and then going into his pitch. This one is on the ground to Ty Dooley at short, and he lasers it over to Justin Trimble at first for the second out of the inning. Good start for Collier. Couple innings left in this ball game. A lot of excitement. If you've been watching, let us know. 385-240-1125 or 1121. That's 385-240-1121. You'd think that I know the number in my 34th game or whatever it is this year. First pitch to Hank Dodson is swung on and missed for strike 1. Dodson today is 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That missed it down in the dirt. Back in the second inning, Dodson reached on a hit to third. So Collier starts with his chest facing his catcher, then goes into an overhead motion and pitches. That one missed too low. So it's now 2-1. Dodson swings on the first pitch, and then the next 2 come into him both as balls. The right-handed catcher ready for the 2-1 offering. He hits this one high into the night sky, just a white dot in the deep blue sky, but able to make a play on it is Casey Vaughn, who comes in from left field. And a perfect 1-2-3 inning for CJ Collier keeps the momentum on the Idaho Falls Chukars side. They trail by 3, 8-5. But they outscored the Utah Fry Sauce by 3 in that inning. They'll head into the top of the 8th, trying to continue to cut into the deficit. Can they? We'll find out after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that had come here and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Welcome into the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Coming down to the wire, closest game that we have had late. 8-5, three-run lead for the Fry Sauce. Ira Austin, the sidearm slinger, is in to pitch for the Fry Sauce. His first pitch misses just barely inside to Justin Trimble. Austin has had quite a bit of action so far in this series. He has pitched in Game 1 and Game 3. Next pitch, swung on and missed for strike one. In the 2 games that he has pitched in, he's gone 2 2/3 of an inning, given up 5 hits, 3 runs. None of the runs have been earned, and he's struck out 4 of the 14 batters that he's faced. His most recent outing was much better than his other one. In Game 3, he went an inning, gave up no hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts. He had a much longer relief appearance in Game 1 where he gave up 3 runs. 1-1 pitch inside. Credit to Trimble. He didn't flinch as that ball looked like it might work in on his kneecaps. Justin Trimble today is 1 for 3. The lefty stands ready for the next offering. Here comes the sidearm from Austin, and that one's inside as well. That one did make Trimble flinch just a little bit. Austin does have a tendency to miss either inside to left-handed batters or outside to the right-handed batters. That sidearm motion can prompt a bit of a pull pitch, essentially. So a 3-1 count, trying to avoid a leadoff walk. Austin's pitch, hit up and foul up the left field line, and we are full. Fans continuing to stay energized and hydrated. So many options for food, sweets, Pepsi products, and all the above at Lindquist. Payoff pitch outside, that's a walk. Leadoff walk in back-to-back innings. Obviously came in slightly different form back in the last inning. This one, just a base on balls. Ira Austin is part of the second Coors Light call to the bullpen for the Utah Fry Sauce in this game. Dylan Gardner was the first, and then Ira Austin coming in from the bullpen here in the top of the 8th. Jason Schaaf had been dealing. The relief pitchers have struggled a little bit since then. Schaaf gave up just 2 runs, both of them on solo homers. Gardner in the top of the 7th gave up 3. Austin's first pitch works inside to Wes Mitchell for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. That one does find its way into the strike zone. 15.99 inches of horizontal movement. Austin doesn't have the most velocity, but his ball will move, let me tell you. 1-1. This one ripped into left center field. It's got legs under it, and it bounces off of the brick wall all the way back into center field. Dylan Wilkinson is chasing it down. The runner is coming around from third to score. No play at the plate. And an RBI double for Wes Mitchell gets his team now within 2, 8-6. That brick wall that spans the entire length of left field can cause some really tough hops, as unless the bounce is muted by one of the banners of the sponsors out there, it is going to take some wild hops, and that's exactly what that double did, scoring Trimble all the way from first. First pitch incoming to Emilio Barrera is a called strike in the bottom part of the strike zone. Barrera's first at-bat of this evening. Barrera, though, not a stranger to playing in Lindquist Field. He's already played in 2 games of this series. He swings and misses on the next offering, and he falls behind Austin 0-2, much to the delight of the Lindquist fans, who realized that they can make noise, as they hadn't been doing a lot of that. 0-2, the runner on second is Mitchell. He sidesteps off the bag. That pitch misses just barely inside. Dodson holds his hand above his head, considering whether to challenge, and then decides to do so. Red pocket mobile strike zone challenge. It's a called ball, and it's overturned to a strike. Austin nods towards his catcher in appreciation, as Dodson's correct challenge leads to a strikeout looking and the first out of this inning. Ryan Lee will step into the box. Ofer tonight has flown out to right field twice and has struck out swinging his most recent time to the plate. This is his first time seeing Ira Austin tonight. The pitch to the catcher is swung on and missed for strike 1. Austin has now offered up 4 straight strikes. Lee out of the box, deep breath as he stares into the depths of his dark black bat. Swings it around in front of him once, now puts both hands on it and stands at the ready. Austin checks the runner, glove at his belt, looks back towards home and offers. 1-0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. That one moving side to side and up to down at just 78 miles an hour. Ryan Lee is the 8-hole hitter. Due up after him, Casey Vaughn, and then if they make it that far, it's back to the top of the lineup. 0-2 for Austin. Checking the runner once again, shifting his weight slightly, now goes into his motion. High left leg kick, that pitch misses a bit outside for ball 1. It was a pitch that actually I think might have been in the strike zone, but because Hank Dodson was set up inside, the amount that he had to move his glove over gave the illusion that it was an outside ball. So now 1-2 for the tall, lanky righty. Here's the pitch, and that one just barely inside this time. Ryan Lee staying disciplined with his strike zone. Not trying to give Austin any gifts. Sliding mitt on the left hand of Wesley Mitchell as he takes his lead off of second. Arms hanging in front of him. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that is a called strike in the bottom left corner of the strike zone. Back-to-back Ks for Ira Austin. Huge 2 at-bats for Austin as the start of the inning was not going the way he wanted. A leadoff walk and then a hard-hit double. So a run had already come around, and there was a runner on second with no outs in the blink of an eye and some dirty pitches. Back-to-back strikeouts puts 2 outs on the table for Casey Vaughn. Vaughn, check swing on the first pitch. The appeal says he did not go around, so it's ball 1. Austin collects himself over to the looker's right side of the rubber and now toes it on that first base side. Dodson gives him the sign, lowers his right knee and sets up on the outside of the plate. That pitch misses inside. 2-0 count. Tonight, Casey Vaughn is 1 for 2, a fly out and a single. Also had walked once. Coming into today, he had just played in Game 3 where he went 1 for 4. His one, though, was a home run. Vaughn, neon green batting gloves with black accents, grip his bat over his left shoulder. Here's the 2-0 count. That one tails further and further outside for ball 3. Raptors or Fry Sauce lead this one 8-6. They're looking for their 3rd straight victory. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So after Austin bounced back beautifully from a tough start to the inning with back-to-back strikeouts, gives up an uncompetitive walk and rolls over to the top of the lineup. That walk does put a force at every base except for home. Ty Dooley, 1 for 3 tonight. A triple and also walked in the last inning. Came around to score after he walked. Dooley, the left-hander, waves his bat. First pitch, called strike on the outside of the zone. Middle infield playing deep. The corner infielders also playing deep, just a little shallower than the middles. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside and too low for ball 1. Raptors have dominated this competition between these two teams. They swept the Chukars in the first series, split the next series, but they still had been outscoring them by about 30 runs. The 1-1 misses down low for ball 2. But coming into this series, the Chukars looked like a brand new team, as they kind of have in the second half of this season. They've already totaled more wins in the second half of this season in just 28 games, more than they did back in the beginning of the season in 48 games. But they have dropped 2 straight, in jeopardy of dropping 3, but in a position in this inning to tie it up. 2-1 misses up high. Make it a 3-1 count. The tying run is Casey Vaughn, who is standing on first base, casually stepping about 5 strides off the bag. The leading run, go-ahead run, is in the form of Ty Dooley, who's looking at a 3-1 pitch incoming. Called strike in the bottom of the strike zone to load this count up full. The most pivotal at-bat, the most pivotal pitch of the game. 3-2, 2 outs. Tying run on first. Go-ahead run at home. Here it comes. Inside. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Bases loaded for Garrett Ostrander. The right-hander. On the night. 1 for 3. Has walked. So far, the Chukars have batted once with the bases loaded, and they're 1 for 1. With runners in scoring position, though, they're just 1 for 8. Ostrander, first pitch, waits on it, gets under it, and lifts it foul out of play, strike 1. Austin having a roller coaster inning. Walks the first batter, then gives up a double that scores a run. Strikes out back-to-back, feeling good, then walks back-to-back. 0-1 pitch, misses inside for ball 1. Austin rests his glove on his left hip and now brings it into his chest. Folded, it's almost if he's holding a football, like a running back. Deep breath before his 1-1 pitch with the bases loaded. It misses outside. No action in the bullpen. This is Ira Austin's game as it stands. Tying run is Casey Vaughn on second. Go-ahead run is Ty Dooley on first. 2-1 count to Garrett Ostrander. It misses outside as well. Austin has walked 3 in this inning already. One more would walk a run home and bring the Chukars within 1. Forced any base. Infield still playing deep. Outfield shaded slightly to their lefts. The pitch. Called strike on the inside of the zone. We're going to get a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge. by Garrett Ostrander. He's so confident. He's about a quarter of the way down to first base. And it is overturned for a strike. Biggest call of the night by far. Can Ira Austin pay it off? He paints the edge of the zone to make it a 3-2 count. His Raptors looking to win 3 straight. They'll come up to bat twice more. 3-2 pitch, swung on, grounded really softly up the third baseline. Carmine Lane barehands it, and it's unable to make a play over to first. The swinging bunt scores a run, and the Idaho Falls Chukars are within 1. The infield had been playing so deep that Carmine Lane had to cover 30, 40 yards of distance to pick up that ball, and wisely didn't make a throw anywhere as it wasn't going to be worth it. So now up to bat, Sam Canton. Sam Canton, second time he's come up to bat with the ability to really turn this game for his team. He rips this one. Tyler Stone lays out. He'll throw it over to Ira Austin, and they touch first for the final out of the inning. Huge defensive play by Tyler Stone, who puts his body on the line, saves the run, continues to give the Utah Fry Sauce a lead, and he has got high fives, pats on the back, treated like a hero entering into the dugout. His team, the Fry Sauce, still lead it by 1, 8-7, as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Raptors, or the Fry Sauce as they are on Saturdays, have the bottom of the 8th inning to come up to the bat and bottom of the 9th if they need it. They lead by 1 right now. Ryan Inoue is the man coming in to pitch for the Chukars. His first pitch to Wilkinson misses a hair inside for ball 1. Inoue coming into the game as close as he can as a starter late in the game, where he faces the 1, 2, and 3 batters. Top of the lineup. Just as Ed Campanello designed it to be faced, this one's pulled as Wilkinson got way ahead of the off speed. He'll tap the base of his bat on the ground, make sure it's not broken. Seemed that he was satisfied with the sound that it was emanating, and he'll step back in the box for the 1-1. Wilkinson tonight, 2 for 3. Singles to the different corners of the field. Next pitch misses, so it's now 2-1. Tonight, the Idaho Falls Chukars have scored more than 1 in an inning twice, and it's been their last 2 innings. Here comes the 2-1. That paints the outside edge of the zone for called strike 2. So for the Fry Sauce, trying to create a little bit of more comfort for whoever their closer is, who is going to come in. It looks like it might be Jonathan Ramallo. and make it more than a one-run advantage. The 2-2 fouled back into the netting. Carmine Lane snatches it out of the air on the fly as it bounced back off of the tightly wound net. Wilkinson circles his bat, taps the outside of the plate, then the inside. Couple more circles before he settles in to his stance that closely toes home plate. 2-2 pitch, outside, full count. Wilkinson coming into the game, bats .313. Struck out 25 times and has walked 46. Good ratio to have in this payoff pitch scenario. In it comes from Inoue, and Wilkinson protects his zone, pokes it foul. Wilkinson will step back in for the second payoff pitch. Inoue hopes that it's going to be Wilkinson's 26th strikeout. Wilkinson's hoping for a hit or his 47th walk. The pitch, hit high in the air. It's towering right towards Raptors Ridge, right in center fielder convening on it, and it's going to be Tyler Wyatt making the grab, as that ball was hit in enough of a nature to give Lindquist Field fans a bit of excitement, but then where Tyler Wyatt, the center fielder, was settling under it to catch it showed that it didn't have nearly enough distance. Out number 1 recorded. 1 out so far. Carmine Lane will step in. Carmine today 2 for 4 with an RBI. He waits on the first pitch and off speed with 8 inches of horizontal break, 4 of vertical, and it finds its way into the zone. Strike 1. Co-captain, close stance, no batting gloves. Hits this next one into the netting, 0-2. Lane picks up dirt, rubs it between his 2 bare hands. Makes a shadow swing with his left hand and now stands in the box. Inoue, squatty pitching motion where he hovers his left foot. Now into his motion, and that pitch misses outside. Inoue, not a tall pitcher by any means, but his condensed nature with a rush of flying limbs is how he pitches. This one is pulled into left field by Carmine Lane. That's going to go down as a base hit. Took a ball that was slightly inside on his hands, got ahead of it, and ripped it. So Carmine Lane picks up his 3rd hit of the evening, his 2nd single, and it brings up Chase Valentine, the extra base hit machine. Leads the team in doubles at 41, triples at 4, and has 17 home runs to go along with it. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Inoue, here's his first offering of Valentine, inside, ball 1. These are the exact scenarios that Ed Campanello shifted Chase Valentine down 2 spots to be in. Wanted one of his best bats to be in the batter's box with runners on. Carmine Lane is that runner. 1-0 pitch. Right back up the middle. Coming in on it to make a play, but unable to do so as the center fielder. The ball bounces in front of Tyler Wyatt, and it's back-to-back singles to get runners on first and second. And bringing up 2 of the most powerful bats in Colson Lawrence and Tyler Stone in the Utah Fry Sauce lineup. Tyler Gannis is going to pop out and pinch run for, it looks like, Carmine Lane. Gannis, one of the most heads-up base runners and one of the fastest. He exchanges a high five with Carmine Lane as they switch places. Undeniably just a pinch runner, as I'm sure they want Carmine in at 3rd base for the final inning. Bob Malachy comes to the mound to share words with his catcher and pitcher, shading his and covering his mouth with his right hand. Both of these teams trying to make a late season push for the playoffs. The Idaho Falls Chukars route is by a great second half of the season record. That gets them into the top 2, as their overall record is not going to be doing them any favors because of their 15-33 first half of the season. The Raptors, on the other hand, would make the playoffs only via the overall standing route. Regardless of how you draw it up, Every game matters, every win matters. Raptors trying to win 3 in a row. 1 out, runners on first and second. Lawrence holds back on pitch number 1, and it's a ball. Both of the hits have been taken to center or left field. Both of them by righties. Next pitch by Inoue, misses down in the dirt. Lee crouches over to collect it, and it's now 2-0. Ganis backpedals off of second and now gets into his crouched stance, ready to steal if need be. Here's the 2-0 from Inoue. And that one misses outside as well. Same issue that Ira Austin ran into in the last inning, a pitch that actually probably did catch the zone, but Ryan Lee, the catcher, was set up inside, and that one scooted outside. So it's 3-0 to Colson Lawrence. Inoue checks the runner. Ganis on second. Kicks, deals. Dead center, strike 1. Colson Lawrence, the Southern boy with a lot of power. Hoover, Alabama native, who leads the team in home runs. 3-1 count, the pitch. Up in on the hands. He gets jammed, racing in on his Wyatt, and he's able to make the grab for the second out of the inning. Inoue found a way to jam Colson Lawrence up on his hands, and it was really weak contact at just 74 miles an hour. Sits about 30 miles an hour less than the 24 home runs that Colson Lawrence has hit this year. So Inoue has worked his way into 2 outs. And Tyler Stone is going to be the man up to bat. Tyler Stone, 2 for 4 on the night. 4 RBIs, though. And Bob Malachy is going to come out to the mound for the second time, so that means we've got a pitching change. The pitcher coming in and the Coors Light call to the bullpen is a right-hander for the Chukars. He leaps over the chalk along the first base line and slowly jogs in. Number 39, Hunter Hargett. He has already come in once in this series. He went an inning of relief in game 1. Gave up a hit and a run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts in 5 batters he faced. But, man, is this a different scenario than game 1. He came in game 1 where his team was in control that entire game. They ultimately walked away with an 8-run victory, 21-13. But it was a game they led the entire time. Now he enters in. His team down by 1, 2 outs. Runners threatening as Carmine Lane is on second. Chase Valentine is on first. And Tyler Stone, the man responsible for the most RBIs in this game, is up to bat. While Hargett warms up, we'll take a look at the scores around the league. The most important ones that we're looking at are Missoula and Boise. Oakland Ballers took a victory over Long Beach Coast in a knockout round earlier today. The Paddleheads and Voyagers have just gotten underway as it's Voyagers 1, Paddleheads 0 in the bottom of the first. The Hawks have a big lead over the Mobiles, 14-3 in the top of the 8th. Modesto, 7-3 lead over the Yuba Sutter Freebirds in the bottom of the 6th as they're looking to get back to their winning ways after losing their first game in 17 attempts. And then Billings Mustangs and the Glacier Range Riders are facing off. Billings with a 5-run lead in the top of the 9th. The Chukars and Raptors are the closest game late in the game of anyone in the Pioneer League right now. Stone got words of encouragement from Evan Parker and Ed Campanella, words of planning as well before he stepped into the box. Tyler Ganis is the runner. We're representing Carmine Lane on second. Chase Valentine is on first. Hargett will step off the mound. And he's going to walk out alongside Ryan Lee with the umpire to share a couple words. The fans can't stand it as they're saying, hey, you just had all the time in the world to chat and warm up. So after that, We are all ready to go. Tyler Stone still awaiting the first pitch that he will see. 2 for 4 on the night, 4 RBIs in the midst of his best series as a Raptor. Coming into this game, 7 for 16, batting .438, third best on the team. High hands above his left shoulder. First pitch, called strike, bottom of the zone. Hargett showing the heat he has to offer, 95 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Stoney, wide stance. He settles into his legs as they're planted in the left-handed batter's box. Hargett checks the runner on second. His 0-1 pitch, called strike in the bottom of the zone. Tyler Stone, immediate head cock back towards Steele Rogers, showing his dislike of that call. Memory of a goldfish, though, for Stone. He steps back into the box. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Hargett looking to face one and sit one in his relief appearance. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Stone stays alive. Tyler adjusts his helmet with his left hand. Big, deep breath as he looks at his bat, holding out directly in front of him. Adopts his stance back in the left batter's box. Hargett toys with the ball in his right hand behind his right hip and now hides it in his glove. Left leg kick. Incoming, there it is, the pitch, up high, ball 1. Fry Sauce have led, or should rather say, Fry Sauce have never trailed in this game. We were tied at one point in the 4th inning, but since then, it's been all Fry Sauce, but 6 runs in the last 3 innings for the Chukars brought them right back into it. The 1-2 is pulled foul, and we'll do it again. Feels like a big inning for the Fry Sauce to put up runs, not only to increase the lead and force the Chukars to overcome more than a 1-run deficit in the top of the 9th, but also for momentum reasons. The Fry Sauce have been outscored by 5 runs in the last inning and a half. 1-2, Hargett checks Gannis again, who's dancing on the line. That pitch nosedives into the strike zone. And we're going to get a Red Pocket Mobile Strike Zone challenge, except that they don't have any left. Behind home plate, Steele Rogers shook his head. Both runners were able to advance 90 feet as the catcher, Ryan Lee, decided it was more important for him to stick the frame than it was to get the runners. So now a 2-2 count for Stone, both runners in scoring position. Gannis clapping at Hargett as he dances along the third base line. 2-2 pitch, swung on, and it gets all the way away to the dugout, the Utah Fry Sauce dugout. Coming home to score is Tyler Gannis, but they're going to call Tyler Stone out. Steele Rogers is motioning out, as well as our third base umpire, so that's going to end the inning. A swing and a pitch that got away from Ryan Lee behind home plate, but it was called out, and Hunter Hargett gets the job done in the first batter that he faces. So we'll head into the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Idaho Falls Chukars to overcome a 1-run deficit, 8-7 in favor of the Fry Sauce when we come back. You're listening to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptor Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Welcome into the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the 9th inning, Jonathan Romalo is the man that the Raptors are trusting to try to get the save. It is a save situation. The Raptors have a 1-run lead that qualifies as a save. Romalo has come in to pitch in this series already. In the Game 4 victory for the Ogden Raptors, he came in right at the end of that abbreviated game. He went an inning, didn't give up a hit or a run. He walked one and struck out one of the 4 batters that he has faced. Romalo has 1 save on the year already. He'll be going up against the meat of the order. First man is Tyler Wyatt. After that, it'll be Justin Trimble. Tyler Wyatt and Justin Trimble have had 2 of the best clips of anyone in this series for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Wyatt, 526, Trimble, 500 entering into this game. 1-0 pitch from Romalo. Called strike in the bottom of the strike zone. Romalo's fastball sits in the upper 80s, lower 90s. The right-hander pitching to Dodson. Carmine Lane has subbed back in for Gannis. Over at third base. 1-1. Swung on. Valentine has to shade over to his left. He gloves it, double pumps, and gives it over to Stone for the first out of the inning. Valentine was shaded much more for a pull hit from the righty. He was standing pretty close alongside to Carmine Lane at third, but got a good jump and was able to shovel to his left and field the ball. Justin Trimble will step up now. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Coming into the game, though, had put together 6 RBIs. First pitch to him, misses outside. Everyone still in their seats here at Lindquist. 1-run game. Chukars have 2 outs to play with to overcome it. 1-0 pitch from Romalo. Check swing, and that one missed too high. Close call. Steele Rogers didn't think it caught the zone, so it's now 2-0 to Trimble. Romalo, deep breath. Near the third base side of the rubber, that pitch does catch the strike zone, strike 1. Romalo in his last outing against the Idaho Falls Chukars got a lot more of the outs thanks to his defense than he did striking out batters. So far, Chase Valentine has already helped him out once. 2-1, misses too high, and it's now 3-1. Chukars, a team that went 15-33 in the first half of the season. Switched around their manager, added a handful of new pitchers specifically, and have become a definite contender for the playoffs. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and we're full. In a battle of the top 2 offenses in the Pioneer League, this is one of the lower scoring games we've had. It's been slightly more of a defensive battle. Still, though, 8-7. Fry Sauce lead it by 1. Romalo, payoff pitch. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Fry Sauce took the lead after 2 innings, 1-0. Chukars tied it at 1 after 4. Fry Sauce regained a 2-run lead that they turned all the way into an 8-2 lead after the 6th inning, but then 5 runs in the last 2 innings have made it 8-7. Payoff pitch again. Does not go around, does Trimble, and that's a walk on the ball that missed way too high by Romalo. Wes Mitchell will be the man up now. He turned his night around with his last at-bat, hitting a double. But before that, he had a string of Ks going. 3 strikeouts in a row to start the game. Romalo looking to make it 4, or better yet, prompt a grounder. Double play would end the game. Here's the first pitch to Mitchell. He swings, this one on the ground. Carmine Lane, 1 out at second. Game over at first. Double play to end the game. the Utah Fry Sauce hold on, 8-7, 1-run victory. And they've now won the last 3 games of this series against the Idaho Falls Chukars. Romallo picks up the save, his second save of the year. And the Utah Fry Sauce are an invigorated team. They had lost 7 straight games entering into the doubleheader yesterday. In a matter of 48 hours later, they've won 3 straight. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, it'll be time for the Ogden Raptors post-game show with an interview with a player, our Rocky Mountain Propane Flamethrower of the game, and our Golden Bat of the game after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke, and I'm joined now by Tyler Stone. 4 RBI night for you, Stoney, and a game-saving diving play over at first base to save a run. Walk us through the game tonight. What went well?
First of all glory to God. That's the reason why I'm playing this game. And we got a great group of guys here. We've had a little bit of a skid, but we know the talent that we have. We know the capabilities that we have. And once we start getting hot, man, there's no stopping us. But we played together really well. Even when the pitchers were struggling a little bit, we were able to, hold it down, and the offense was able to chip away a little bit more runs.
This has been your best series as a Ogden Raptor or a Utah Fry Sauce. You were batting below 200 to start the series, and now you're creeping up towards 300. What changed for you this week?
It was really just minimizing. I got a lot of juice in my swing, and sometimes I like to have a leg kick that gets a little too big and gets me a little off time. But it was just minimizing and knowing what I do and just letting the game come to me and just attacking the balls that are left over the middle of the plate.
Tyler Stone, 4 RBIs tonight and lockdown defense in the field. Congrats on the victory. Go celebrate.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Tyler Stone is also going to be our Golden Bat of the game as he goes 2 for 5 with those 4 huge RBIs that led the team. The closest to him was Colson Lawrence with 2. Our Flamethrower of the game has to go to Jonathan Romallo with an acknowledgement of Jason Schaaf. Jason Schaaf goes 6 innings, gives up 5 hits, just 2 runs, and really, of the 24 batters that he faced, 22 of them were very well handled at bats, just happened to give up 2 solo home runs. So a great day for Jason Schaaf. He gets the W, but Jonathan Romallo is going to be our Rocky Mountain Propane Flamethrower of the game. He goes an inning, gets the save. No hits, no runs. After walking the second batter that he faced, then prompted a double play, and Carmine Lane with the defense behind him backed Jonathan Romallo up to turn 2 and end the ball game. Huge victory for the Utah Fry Sauce this Saturday. They've now won 3 straight. Ogden moves to 42-35 on the season. They lead the series 3-2. Idaho Falls Chukars fall to 31-46. The Raptors have turned this series around, losing the first 2 games pretty handily, but then following back and winning the last 3 since then. 8-7, a 1-run victory tonight. A nail-biter all the way down to the end of the game. Before we go, so many thank yous to be said. Our technical director tonight was Alan Hill. I was Arden Locke on play-by-play. Our on-field reporter was Eric Kelleher. Our field camera was manned by Will Edwards. Our fan camera was handled by Joshua Ijeka. Our graphics man and shader was Andrew Gaunt, and our executive producer was Tim Broussard. You know, I was theoretically supposed to walk across the stage for graduation today, and this beats that any day of the week. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday night with us. 8-7 victory for the Utah Fry Sauce. Have a great night. Have a great night.